Okay, today is April 4th. The time is 9:01. This is appeal number 908. The property address is 1159 Reading Road. This is Chrissy Kelly. I'm here with Peter DiNardo. Let me just swear you in real quick. Peter is here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 properties, so we're going to swear them in once in the interest of time. So, do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, thanks. 4. And then, instead of taking them all out right now, I'm just going to make you sign them as we do them, but I won't swear you in every time. Do you mind just signing that for me? Sorry.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. The first line is fine. Okay. Like I said, my name is Chrissy Kelly. I'm an alternate on the Board of Assessment Appeals. We bring in more people to do all these hearings during reval time. So I will be the one presenting your case to the board for deliberations. So please feel free to tell me everything you would like me to emphasize to the board about 1159 Reading Road.
The property is a 1929 house.
Mm-hmm. It's
not in very good condition. It's something that would probably be demolished. The land is used as pasture, so a large portion of it is tillable farmland with one lot, on one lot. So it's an 18-acre parcel, and there's not really many comps this size parcel. However, the value, the appraised value by the town has increased substantially without any comparables, also including a high value on a dwelling that would likely be demolished. And so,
About $1,065,000, is that?
It's a high value, and so prior to that, it was like $500,000. And so generally, as houses get older, there's no substantial improvement to have increased that value. Like
what was this? They have you having a $200,000.
So it's not built. So a barn.
Remodel. What did you do?
Outbuilding. It's a barn. It's not built yet.
Okay. Oh yeah, it has 0% completion on there.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's completely going to be dedicated to the farm. I'm not sure how that gets taxed. If it's similar to the farmland, I don't really. I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
I just. When the town came in with a $3 million plus valuation, we haven't seen any comps of a house like this. There's been newer houses sold in the area, but, this one seems to be
maybe that's what's impacting it, is the maybe newer home comp.
Perhaps, but it's hard, from my perspective, if you look at it as a practical matter, a 1929 house that had a prior replacement value of $500,000 shouldn't, the house didn't get newer. So new construction would cost more, but old construction like that, wouldn't be redone. If I do something with this property, it wouldn't be a redo of the existing house. It will be new construction or substantially, a brand new home. Just because the heating systems are old, lack of insulation, in the house, they're just things that I can't really address.
Lack of insulation, right?
In areas, yes.
I want all the work. Okay. Anything yourself in the neighborhood might be inflating comps. Okay. So you personally can't also think of any good comp, like property that would?
There hasn't been any comps with that much land, so. That is the reality. It affects both ways, right? I mean, as a practical matter, I don't have something I can say, oh, this is an exact comp. There's homes that have sold for a lot of money, more money, but they're much newer homes, and so cost of construction,
I mean, the farmland. It seems like a typo to me, that it went from $10,000 to $962,000.
No, that's yeah, I
Oh,
don't,
well,
assessed.
yeah, assessed.
No, but
Oh, but
it's
that's
assessed
right.
much
Yeah,
lower because
yeah.
it's a farmland. But the dwelling, if you look at the dwelling value,
Right.
the main dwelling, look at the change and then,
Right, from 297 to 651.
right, and then the residential land, I believe, they changed substantially too. What do you have for residential land?
Oh, sorry, that was a residential land,
Yeah.
297 to 651.
So that's, they changed basically the lot
The
values,
dwelling was 576 to 745.
right?
Right.
So they bumped up the lot value substantially and the other values substantially. The farmland, you know, is taxed differently.
Yeah,
But they
I
just
see
bumped
that.
everything up across the board, so it's hard for me to really understand what was done. Not, you know, because it's a unique situation, but.
Excess. Okay.
Let's
Okay.
move on to the, go
All right,
to the
we'll
next.
move on to the next one. So, for the record, that was appeal number 908, and we are ending that at 907. We are moving on to appeal number 909, and that one, so we are starting that at 908.
909 and 908,
Yeah,
you should wait a minute.
And the property address is 1896 Fairfield Beach Road. Again, I'm here with Peter Gennardo, who has been sworn in on the previous appeal, number 908. So we are just going to get a signature. Yeah, right there. And then, sorry. On that. Okay, so tell me about 1896 Fairfield Beach Road.
In a nutshell, it's an accessory, it's really a boathouse on a very narrow strip
I
of.
know that house, okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's on a very narrow strip of land. I have a comp for it. It's basically a one-bedroom house with 2 full bathrooms on the main level. There's storage upstairs, but it's not really a bedroom because it doesn't have a bathroom up there.
Okay.
There's mechanicals and storage. The lot is, let me look at the lot size. I think it's 9,000 square foot lot. However, it's a very, very, very narrow parcel, and so, you know, it might be 20 feet wide or something like that. And so
Okay.
they, you know, the town says there's boat storage and, you know, inclusive of a lot. They've got a bunch of notes on here, but the point I have for this house and the comp I have for this house is a parcel that sold for $2 million, $2,150,000 at 1810
Fairfield Beach Road.
Fairfield Beach Road, which is a 2,500 square foot house, relatively new construction. It's a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom house right here with basically a conforming lot.
Can't compare that.
So we received a variance and built something that's, you know, nice for a boathouse.
Yeah.
But this lot, the town's using a similar value, but that's a square piece of land versus the 1896
Little
lot.
rectangular lot.
It's a
Yeah.
narrow, you know, I'm trying to find the card where it says the size, but.
Here, yours is land units, it says 4,900.
So it's half the size, and, you know, you could argue, yeah, lot's a lot, but that lot is not, that's a much more square, you know, standard building lot.
Right.
And it's double.
You couldn't have put that on your lot if you tried.
No,
Yeah.
because you would have put a more usable house if we had a building, that kind of building lot. So it's, to me, while it's a separate structure, it operates more like an accessory structure with 1 bedroom, a couple of bathrooms, you know, for a party, for boats, for a dock. But I believe it's misrepresented, you know, based on comparable sales, and you know, it's just not the same.
Okay. Makes sense.
I mean, it's otherwise, you know, it's a newer house, I'm not gonna knock the house, I mean, it's a cool
Right,
house,
right.
but it's an accessory, you know, it's a, it's right up to the road.
Yep,
And
I
then,
walk by it often.
yeah, so the top floor is only 10 feet wide. So the
Mhm.
main living space is on this level. There's a bedroom, a couple of bathrooms, and then this is mechanicals, storage, and then you have the decks here, you know. I mean, look, I think it's a cool structure, but
Mhm.
it's just, it's not comparable
To
to what a home, a family would
traditional
live in with
colonial home, yeah.
four-bedroom house
Mhm.
on a 10,000
Right,
foot.
and there's no yard.
Right, there's nothing, right, so
Mhm.
that's really all I have for that. But would you want this comp into your record? Or you
What
have
you
it,
need?
1810 Fairfield Beach Road, you have that info?
I mean, I have the info, I'll take it, I'll add it in there, because they're gonna rescan everything in, but if you wanna keep it, that's fine.
No, I don't need that. I printed that. Unfortunately, these things printed on multiple pages. I'm
That's
sorry
fine,
for it,
that's
but I
fine.
want
I'll
that
keep
comp
it.
to
Yep.
go in.
I'll
You know,
keep it.
this way, there's something on which the committee can rely or, and review,
Okay,
at the time it makes its decision.
okay. Perfect. All right, so 1810, we'll compare that to that one. Okay, anything else on
Nothing
that
else.
one? Okay.
Ready for the next.
All right, so that was appeal number 909. It is 913. We are going to do appeal number 910, starting at 913. Property address is 1573 Fairfield Beach Road. Again, still here with Peter DiNardo.
Then you sign it.
Yep. And,
Paperwork.
sure. Okay, tell me about the property at 1573 Fairfield Beach Road. What is this one?
So
I need
this is-
pictures.
This is a beach house. It's a
Okay.
cottage. It's a nice
Mhm.
cottage. It was built in 1934. You know, the land is very nice.
Mhm.
The issues are, there's three issues with the house. It's only used as a beach house in the summer, because this is not an insulated, there's no insulation underneath. There's no way to put central AC in due to the elevation. It's not high enough, because when it was built, the flood elevation was much lower.
Hold on one second, not insulated underneath.
Yeah, so.
And
this-
what's the AC then? You can't,
There's no AC, I mean, there's a couple of,
window units, probably, or no?
individual units, but
Mhm.
only one on the first floor, so the first floor doesn't have insulation.
Okay,
And we can't air condition it because the ductwork would be in a crawl space that's already too low. It's within the flood elevation. So, and it, you know, this winter when it was really cold with the heat cranking, couldn't get it to be over like low 50s in the
Mhm.
house. So, it's a great beach house.
summer house,
That-
yeah.
But that's what it is.
Mhm.
And like many of them were, however, you know, the towns, you know, the values have changed substantially. People are knocking these houses down, would probably build a new house at the higher elevation.
Yeah.
Because flood insurance for something like that is so high because it's within the, you know, the floodplain. The
Mhm.
flood, you know, it's too close to the flood zones. For example, I think it's at 12 feet. The new regs are, you know, 14 feet, give or take.
Okay.
So that's the main issue.
Okay,
Then, so what I would do though, I want to point you,
right, do you have a comp?
I do
or
have a
something?
comp.
Okay, good.
so the adjacent home is.
Right next door?
Right next door, 1583 Fairfield Beach Road,
1583.
is a bigger house. It's about 4,000 square feet.
Mhm.
It traded for over $3 million. However, the land value, what I find is unique, that house has almost 8,800
Mhm.
square feet of land. And the appraised value for that lot is almost the same as the town's value for
Yours?
1573, yes, which is under 9,000 square feet of land. So that, you know, and the house is 25% smaller.
Mhm.
So I think based on the direct comp, and notwithstanding the fact that the house is higher up too,
Mhm.
even though it's older. This one has 10,000 square feet. Town's using appraised value of $2,059,000 on approximately 17,000
Yeah.
square feet of land. Town's using appraised value of $2,261,000.
Gotcha.
For 70% more land
And
and
you're-
25% more house. So, based on the square footage,
Mhm.
land to land, it's the same type
When
of,
did that one trade at the 3 million? Just curious.
after COVID.
After COVID.
Yeah, because before COVID, it sold for under 2. I mean, it's just exponentially more. You can
Right.
see the sales on the front page. I think it sold for like 1.8 in 2019 or 18.
Yeah, May of 2022, and then 1.8 in 18.
Right, because I remember when it was on the market, and
Right.
it was, a different world. Yes, but,
But
My
my point, I
position
think that, but if you even look, that he bought it for 3.5, but it's only appraising at 2.2. But if I had to guess, that 3.5 is probably still being used in your appraisal as a comp. So.
yeah, but, when they're using, you're right. However, they're comping the land lots at the same value.
Oh, yeah, no.
One is 70% more. So if I were just buying either of these as a lot.
Right, to
building a
rebuild,
home,
yeah,
you'd buy the bigger
Of
one.
course.
Anyone would.
of course.
The house is, and this house, if you kept that adjacent house, the comp house, it's 4,000 feet instead of 3,000 feet, so that counts for something. And it's at a higher elevation. That house was lifted up, which is nice, because when the storm comes, I was there and saw the area. I mean, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of
Right.
when. And it's really hard to lift houses up. And cost-wise, for a bigger home like this, it's difficult to lift.
Right.
You're almost better off replacing a 1934 structure
Right. God
with
knows
a
what's
brand-new
going on.
home.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just reality.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
land is the land. Right now, they're selling for a lot of money.
Right.
But if that land's 2.2, this land isn't 2,
Exactly.
period. And fact is, it's unique to have a non-air conditioned house. Not, it's not,
Mhm.
for millions of dollars, most people want something with air conditioning
Right.
today.
Right.
I recently had to put it in a new air conditioning in a rental in Westport because I couldn't rent it without some type of central air. And they're like, no, it's just,
Right.
people won't take it.
Yeah.
We used to be a little more, my parents, they don't really use it much, but
Right.
today,
Right.
they aren't using something with no AC.
Right. I
And
agree.
so
I agree.
it's just, and the fact that it's 50 degrees in the house when it was cold, which I couldn't even believe, that throws another loop. If someone's using it year round, do you take the whole thing down?
Right.
Or try to spend substantial money to change it?
Right.
But based on the direct comp, I think we have enough evidence
Okay.
for the
At least
record.
get on the land.
Right,
alone.
and for
Yeah.
the town to address it and make a decision.
Okay.
And that's why I'm submitting 1583.
Yep. Can I take this?
Yeah, of course,
Okay.
that's why I printed
Perfect.
it. So, that's what I have
Okay.
for that one.
Well, that's good.
My hope is to submit something on which members can rely for each. So I looked at that, and
Yeah.
I know the market,
No,
and I
it's
know what
helpful.
sells, and I know the land. So if anyone looks at the land, whether it's aerials or drive-bys, I think members, and it's a lot of work, I get it, can see that, the issues that I'm presenting with the property.
Yeah.
They're all nice properties.
Do you rent that, do you rent this out, or?
No, it's used, this house is used by my aunt, and
Gotcha.
she uses it only in the summer. So that it's used as a beach cottage. Now,
Fair enough.
That's how it is.
Fair enough, all right.
So it works for us.
Right, but.
But could I live there year-round with my family? No. I mean, I have young kids.
No.
We're not gonna
But
freeze.
are you paying non-FEMA compliant flood insurance on it? Yes,
That's-
you are.
That's the other big issue
Yeah.
that, and you saw on the boathouse how high it is.
Yeah. Yep.
Really where things have to be, which
Yep.
is ridiculous.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah, and so, I mean, and people are always gonna live by the shoreline. but,
Right.
To live there safely and build appropriately, you're building these houses that stand out of the ground so high.
And
to
it
make
takes the
them-
charm away.
Well, yeah, it changes the whole character. However, the flood insurance
Mm-hmm.
is a big detractor. my family lost a house during Sandy. My brother lost his house. He lives on the water in Norwalk. It was a little bit of side information. You could never have enough flood insurance.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
problem. And you live in an area, the insurance companies know these houses are gonna go.
Yeah.
And so that's where people are subjecting themselves to a loss. 2012 is a while ago. Values went down. People were afraid. After COVID, they came back. People that don't know the area are taking a shot.
Yep.
I personally looked at property on the waterfront, and I was like, yeah, I
No,
have little
that's-
kids, I'm afraid. I love it, it's beautiful. I
Beautiful.
mean, there's no question, but running out of there with my babies, I was
No.
like, this is not gonna work for me.
Right.
And that's why, you know, I stay where I am, because,
Right.
you know, you have the issue of cost, the issue of maintenance on the salt water.
Yeah.
But the flood insurance, you know, is a huge expense that you have to factor into value,
Absolutely.
because the rates don't go down, right? And then the
Yeah,
other
unless you're
issue,
tearing it down and building something that's compliant.
right,
Yeah.
and then you have potential. But the other issue is, when my parents had to leave the beach for a year, when their house got condemned, it's a really stressful thing. It doesn't even matter, you know.
What kind of house it was, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, because the water, the wave action went through the house. It's a disturbing situation, and, you know, it's just not something I'd want to go through. However, beaches are nice, there's no question about it.
And there's always a demand.
Well, people that live, I have to, you know, I'm on the record going, my friends that live in the Caribbean say the tourists buy beach.
Right on the water,
The
yeah.
people that live here are up in the mountains.
Yeah.
They have the views.
Yeah,
But they know what happens.
right.
And so
Makes sense.
that's what makes the most sense.
Yeah.
You're up high.
Yeah,
But the people that want to spend a lot of money are, oh yeah, we're right
Yeah.
on the beach, and the waves just push them away.
Yeah. yeah.
And so I've seen it. Anyway, what's the next one?
Okay, so we are on appeal number 911, which is 83 Castle Avenue, and the time is 9:23. 9:23, all right?
I don't have, a comparable.
Let me get your signature
Oh,
real
yeah.
quick, sorry. Okay. All right, so, no cost, but tell me what is going on.
It's a vacant piece of.
Vacant lot?
Vacant lot that's been owned by my family since the '80s. And, you know, it was bumped up
Okay, let's see what kind of a,
substantially. There's no improvements on the lot.
right,
So it nearly doubled.
and where is this, what?
This is in the, it's right behind Town Fair Tire.
Okay, okay.
So,
Property. So you
um,
just think it's too high,
yeah.
but,
Well, yeah, I mean, look, Town Fair Tire opens in the morning, they make noise. We could build something on it, but with the amount of new construction and apartments going up, this location, I'm not jumping to build on it.
not much return on it, okay.
Well, yeah, there's no return on it because it's sat vacant for 40 years.
Gotcha. All right, well, I mean, we can take a look at,
And yeah, unfortunately, there's not a lot of undeveloped land
Right.
in that area. You know,
Sure.
there used to be houses on the properties, and
but I'm just wondering what the general, like, land appreciation was in that neighborhood code.
well, this one, the prior value, the town had it, what, 300,000.
Right,
So
388.
so basically doubled, you know, yeah, the appraisal 306. You're looking at 388, it's a new assessed value.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
former assessed value is 214.
214.
So, you know, it doubled.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
it's twofold. The cost of construction now is so high, while the houses sell for more, it costs a lot more to build them. The issue is, what would the market yield for homes in that area? And in my opinion, land value has to go down because of costs of construction. Doesn't matter if it's this land or any land, someone in the building business to sell has to meet the market and has to make a profit. it definitely costs double to build today. So
Right.
I think the only thing that can go down is land, but I
Right.
can't pull out a bunch of comps for this. I don't
Right,
think.
it's hard to,
No, because
Right.
it's a mature neighborhood. There used to be houses on this, and we demolished them many, many years ago.
so what,
That's not on, that's interesting. That's not on the property, that's on a neighboring property on Berwick.
interesting.
I hope we're not assessed for that.
I don't know, it doesn't have any
No.
dwellings or
So they're just
outbuildings
taking
or
a
anything.
picture,
Yeah,
but if
that's
you
a-
look at it, what's the address there?
This one is the
Castle.
83 Castle
Oh, yeah, let me
Avenue,
look,
yeah.
so I'll just show you,
Not
just to
on
get a visual.
property. This is neighbors. Okay. All right, well, that one's simple enough.
And here's what the lot looks like. We just keep it grass and cut, and that, the building you saw, that picture, I don't know
Gotcha.
why they took that. It's a rectangular property right there.
Okay,
And so, you know, the shopping center's there,
right,
you know, and that's what it is.
right. Okay,
There's really nothing undeveloped in them, you
right,
know.
right,
So,
okay,
but, yeah, the building is not, someone else just drove by and took a picture because that clearly is.
it's not
that.
yours, yeah.
Well, yeah, you could see it's behind that house right there.
An interesting choice, yeah.
I thought so.
Okay, so you were asking for 325,
Yeah, I'm asking for it to be brought back substantially to its former value.
right. Okay, which, what growth of that? I'm gonna say, because I feel like if it was assessed at 214, sorry, I'm doing some quick math here. 214, 480 divided by 0.7, which means it was appraised at 306, 400. Okay, so I just want to make sure that this 325 wasn't less than,
No,
because I feel
No.
like that would be, I don't want to say an automatic.
no, but
you know,
even if you put a couple % per year, which is historically how land goes up.
Right,
You know, typically in 5 years, things aren't really double. I mean, that's a 20% return annually or. Oh, no, I know them. I know Sasko Hill. I looked at some of those home
Yeah.
funds. I'm glad I didn't buy any of them.
yeah.
Because, you know, yeah, I don't, it's not my argument.
Yeah,
but
no, I know.
I know where they
I
are.
know, and I will tell you candidly, when I'm doing some of the review of people's appeals, I'm like, oh, I sure hope these two comps, I hope they're in an appeal room somewhere else, because it is what it is.
Right, it is what it
But,
is. I mean,
you
look,
can't make everybody fight for them.
no,
They have
and
to-
that road, and there's recent comparable sales at high numbers.
Yeah,
You know.
but even those are coming in appraised less at the purchase price. So I
Yeah.
still think the sale price, it's just such a unique road with such,
Well, Pequot Avenue, Sasko Hill Road, the roads in Southport,
yeah.
you know.
I haven't seen any on Pequot, but, you know, I'm sure somebody here has. but
I'm sure they're
not
coming
me,
in.
yeah.
I'm sure they're coming in. I mean, look, the taxes, as you know, I mean, you're a resident, our mill rate, it's tough, you know, when you compare it to like Westport or something
Well, it's
else.
hopefully coming down. I mean, the Board of Finance did just approve it with, as is, it would come down to like 19 and change,
Yeah, that would be good.
which would be a significant,
Sure. It would.
I mean, I don't want to say the word savings, but it just, you know, kind of neutralizes, it's not staying at the 28 or wherever the heck
Right.
they are now.
My concern as a resident, and look, Fairfield's become a city.
It
There's
has,
a lot of
it certainly
apartments,
has,
you know, my
yeah.
mother-in-law complains all the time, there's a lot of traffic, the apartments.
Yeah,
Issue is, with more children in apartments, you know, it costs like $30,000 per kid to put them in school,
mhm,
and those developments, you know, aren't paying equivalent to that on a per unit, and so
Agreed.
it's a
We're
heavy
picking up
burden
the
on,
burden.
it's a heavy burden on all the taxpayers.
Mhm.
I mean,
the
and
only plus, I mean, I'm gonna say plus, in air quotes, because I haven't seen any statistics yet that these families with young children are the ones actually living in these apartments.
Statistically,
So-
it's much lower
Yeah.
than, you know, there are families, but it's not all, it's low.
But it's still a burden on.
It's a burden.
Big utilities and everything
Well,
else. that-
and the real burden in Fairfield, and my family's been here a long time, I'm sure yours may have, the town was very anti-commercial development, and the issue is, commercial, like in Westport, Greenwich, and other towns, help shoulder a huge portion of the burden. So when it said no to things like Exxon's world headquarters across from the Hi-Ho, which is now a Toll Brothers development in a lot of houses, it lost something that would have paid millions a year and brought people in that spend a lot of money for now a lot of houses that don't really offset the cost of a couple of kids in the school system. And so one way or another, things happen and development happen mostly in the form of residential. I just wish, in the 70s, people had the forethought to say, okay, we know something's going to come.
Right.
Let's be practical, but allow for some, commercial development on sites that lended themselves to commercial because they pay so much money in revenue, and that's baked into the situation versus the homeowner shouldering a huge burden. My mother-in-law, father-in-law, they're in their 80s, and their neighborhood is, it's behind Black Rock Turnpike. The values have gone up so high because people are knocking down buildings. They've been there 40 or 50 years. And so there's not much relief for seniors.
No.
And that's the bigger issue.
The senior tax relief, I'm learning more about it through this process.
There should be more.
I would actually, it's almost, and I will say this on the record, it's comical.
It is, a few $100.
But it's comical what the criteria is to be eligible even. Nobody's living in this area.
Right.
For the most part, that's meeting that criteria.
Right.
So it's nice to say that we have senior tax relief, but.
Yeah, but it's not, it's more for lip service than actually providing any real relief to people that need it most.
100% agree with that. But that is for another day.
Correct.
All right. We are moving on. That was Appeal 911, so now we're going to 913, and this is 675 Kings Highway, and the time is 9:34.
I have a direct comment. We can just go right into it.
Here, still with Peter DiNardo. Let me just get your signature, who's already sworn in. And then we will talk about 675 Kings Highway. You have quite a real estate portfolio, I might add.
Third generation.
There you go.
What is this?
Just need your signature real quick. That's okay. Here. Whatever. Yep.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, so you said you do have a comp on
705 Kings Highway.
705 Kings Highway.
The land is, there's no building on it.
Oh, is this also a vacant lot here?
No, this has a building on it.
Kings Highway, the 705 does?
Yes. Actually, yeah, so.
Okay.
So notwithstanding the sales price is $150,000, the town has a land value on 705 at $500,000, and the land is 14,000 square feet of land, had a building and ample parking. On 675 Kings Highway, the parcel that we're discussing, the building, there's virtually no parking on the site, and the town uses basically the same land appraised value. They went up to 451, and if the direct comp with a much bigger parcel is 505 for 17,000 feet of land, and then this building has
bigger with more parking.
Well, it's not, to put it mildly, it's more than double the size. I mean, so, if you take the land alone, forget the building, but the land alone on on one, I'm just trying to find the lots, I mean, I don't wanna misrepresent it, but,
675, it looks like I'm sorry, over here, the lot size there is, what is it on here? Oh, 5,800
okay, so.
for 675.
And what's, and the value is how much, it's like,
451, 200.
okay, and 705
Mm-hmm.
is, the building is destroyed, so it's nothing out of the building.
So here, it's 14,000 as opposed to the 5,000 and also at 500 or something. Okay,
So that's
okay,
why we're putting that into the record for that one.
okay. So,
Either my land is substantially less, or
right.
that one's substantially more.
either 705 is getting an increase or you're getting a decrease.
Well,
No,
right.
I'm joking.
Well, but
Yeah.
it's true, I mean, it's
Uh-huh.
just, one is 3 times the size.
Yeah.
Same zone, same
Okay.
everything, but you could build a much bigger building on it, and
Okay,
I'm not sure how they came up with that, to be honest with you.
Me
Normally, land is looked at by units in the same area,
okay,
and sure, you look at lot to lot, if it's a building lot, but in a commercial area, the larger lot can accommodate a much larger structure.
Right.
And so, it's typically baked into, the value.
Mhm.
One parcel would have a structure with parking, the other, the structure takes up substantially, 3,700 feet out of a 5,000 foot lot.
right.
So, yeah, there's a building on it, but,
Right.
the land alone, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, if our land value was a third of that, well, then 150 and 500 for the building is 650.
To buy the other one for.
And I don't think the other land is worth $1.5 million,
Right.
14,000 feet,
Right.
to be candid. But if you related 675 to 705, it would have to be $1.5 million land value there, which it's not worth.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, moving right along.
I think we have 2 more, and that's it.
Yes, 2 more. Okay. Appeal number 914, it is 938. The property address is 255 Lally Boulevard. Again, here still with Peter DiNardo. I will get his signature. And then we will talk about 255, all right, Lally. Okay. All right. Such a great street. I love Lally.
Everyone loves Lally.
Yeah.
My position on this is putting 263 Lally into the record as the direct comp.
263?
Yes, the
Okay.
appraisal for 263 is $2,123,500. The lot size of, the building size is 3,259 square feet, built in 2006. It has 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, 1 half, and the lot size is 9,000 square feet, 1 lot. 255 Lally is 4,200 square feet, so it is 1,000 square feet more, but it's still a 4-bedroom house, 4 bedroom, 5 baths. So it's got 1 extra bathroom, and 1,000 square feet statistically wouldn't increase the value.
Wouldn't be $700,000,
Yeah,
right?
it wouldn't increase it by that much, and also, the land is somewhat bigger, but the land, either way, they're 1 lot, and so,
It's like $1 million difference between.
it's $1 million
Yeah.
difference for the same amount of bedroom house with
Mhm.
1 more bathroom, notwithstanding it's a little bigger, and the property's a little bigger, but that doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay.
That's an adjacent parcel.
That's right next door,
That's
okay.
right next, yeah, that's 263,
Yeah,
and this is 255. So, 263 was built in 2006, 255 was built in 2014, 15, so it's slightly newer, but they're both relatively new homes.
okay. newer, but not that much.
No, in 8, 9 years, it's not like one is an old home, and so $1 million difference in valuation, I don't
Okay.
think is supported by the market.
Okay, that one's pretty clear cut.
Yeah, 263, I'm just looking.
Yeah.
It sold for 1.7 in December of 2020, but that is
Okay.
5 years ago, so it kind
Right,
of
there's some time adjustments
doesn't
there.
really matter.
Yeah,
It's 5 years.
okay.
But this one, just to get back on the record, if you think.
263.
263. If you think about like an average, 3% per year increase. So from
They-
1.7,
They, on the board in the last deliberations we were in, they like to use 6%.
okay, but 263,
Mm-hmm.
from 1.7 to 2.1, just simple math,
Mm-hmm.
if 3% of 1.7 is 50,000,
Mm-hmm.
add 250 is $1,950,000.
Right.
So maybe it's 3.5%, 4%.
Right,
Well, so on 255,
mm-hmm.
it went from, it's at a much higher annual
Right.
increase
Right.
in the same neighborhood, so I'm trying to
So
find
it's
the
just
former,
disproportionate.
the former appraised value of 250, let me see what it is.
And there's been no, the
No,
market pulled any
no
permits,
change,
nothing,
no.
yeah.
So the former full value, I'll take this one. Yeah, I think it was in the $2 million range. So, the full value was 2.3 million. So to get from 2.3
Right.
to 3.2
Two.
is like it's more than 6%. 6% would be 120.
Right,
So times 5 would be 600,000. This is more than 7-8% annual return.
Right.
When the neighbor is at half that.
right.
It just doesn't
That
make
doesn't make
sense
sense,
statistically. I mean, it just, that's why I struggle with these, because I look at the math and I'm like, why? One didn't increase, they both increased, I'm not debating that.
Right, right,
I think the other increased more in line with typical real estate, 3.5% a year.
right,
It's hard to tell me 7% a year, because in 10 years, 7% or more, that doubles the value.
right.
This is higher than 7. This is probably at 2 million. If you took 8% would be 160 times 5 was 5, and 5 times is 3. That's 800. Yeah, this went up almost by. They was almost 10% a year for 255.
Right.
I'm doing some quick math, but at 200,000 a year times 5, it's $1 million,
Right.
give or take. So
There were, if I had to guess, because one of my biggest beefs about this whole process is that Tyler doesn't give us a list of the comps that they use when they put together your appraisal number. So if I had to guess, there were probably some newer construction sales that were inflating, but it still should have been proportionate to your adjacent property.
from my perspective, and being that I am in the
Yep,
real estate
you clearly
business,
are, yep.
it's not residential, but a home, that would make sense if one home was built in 1930 and the other was built in 2005, 6,
Right.
10. But 2006 home to 2014, 15, they're basically the same, higher quality construction,
Yeah,
HVAC,
Compliance.
compliant,
yes.
elevated
Yeah.
structures. So at the end of the day, if one of them is increasing at 3.5% a year, how would they argue? And if they deny this, you go to court, say, Judge,
Yeah.
they're similar. There are 4 bedrooms. One
Right.
has 1 extra bathroom,
Right.
slightly larger lot, but it's on a 2-family lot.
Right.
So, okay, we can quantify valuation
Yeah.
difference for the land.
Mhm.
However, one shouldn't increase at 9 or 10%, because
Versus,
any
yeah.
buyer would say, okay, they're directly comparable in the market. It would be like in a building in New York, 2 apartments that are stacked.
Right.
Okay, one might be worth $50,000 more if it's a floor up.
Right.
Side by side, they're the same.
Yeah.
And, if they both have 4 bedrooms and 4, it's identical. And so the town's valuation process is flawed in that sense, where they're supposed to use averages. So you take a modern house, take an average of the land, take an average of the square footage, and they look at the bedroom count. If the outlier would be if one is really, really old.
Right.
That's the only thing I could see as
Right.
a difference.
Right.
And then you take statistical market jump.
Yeah.
Well, if the position is they all went up 10% a year, well, then they all should go up 10%
Then
a
they all
year.
should, right.
But then I don't have a comp to put in and say, hey,
Exactly.
this is not right.
No, but that's why
I'm
we
gonna
do
use the
this.
word fair, but
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
it ain't
yeah,
right.
yeah.
And anyone sitting in my shoes will point these things out, you know?
Right.
If I have nothing to pull from a recent valuation, well, then there's nothing to talk about.
Right.
I'll be talking to myself.
Right, no.
So, yeah, I mean, that's where, you know, I think it's important to recognize because, you know, I do this for a living and I have a good sense of value. You
Right.
hit something that's really old, it's got to be demolished, okay, that's different, but new to new is the same.
Right.
Okay, one has this kind of shingle and
No,
one
but
has
those are
that.
like minor
People don't-
ticky-tack adjustments,
It
they're
doesn't
not
add,
$1 million.
it's like adding a pool.
Yeah,
Certain things, people like, it's got 4 bathrooms, 4 bedrooms, one has 5, okay, that's the plus.
right,
Quality construction similar, and that's how the market looks.
Right.
And a broker saying, well, they can't say, well, yours is worth $1,000 a foot and this one's worth $600 a foot.
Right.
Even if the finishes are a little bit different, there's some play for that,
right.
but not as much as
I
people.
don't think any of these flew in Italian marble for their,
No,
Yeah.
and even then, think
Uh-huh.
about that. For that, people aren't paying, while that stuff costs so much more, a quality house.
not getting
to a
that money
quality
back.
house, you're not really getting, like highly customized house, they think it's double, but it really isn't double. Is it worth a little bit more? Sure, there's a premium, but people are saying, hey, the square footage, the size of the rooms, amount of bedrooms, amount of bathrooms. If
Right.
someone wants to spend $200,000 for marble, that's called
Knock yourself out.
self-inflicted.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
adding
You're not
200,
getting
it's
that
not
money
adding
back.
dollar for
Yeah.
dollar value.
Agreed.
Same with the pool or, you know,
Agreed.
a $100,000 tree. Well, take it with you, because
Yeah.
no one's paying you back.
Exactly,
That's how I
exactly.
look
I
at it.
hope you enjoyed that tree
Well,
while it was
exactly,
there.
exactly, that's the point.
All right, we are on our last one here, and we did good, on time, I think, yeah.
I was planning to be as much as
Yeah,
possible,
so
that's
this
why
is
I searched.
appeal number 915,
Yep,
and we are starting at 948. And the property address is 355 Kings Highway. Still here with Peter, I will get his signature, and then this is our last one. Okay. All right, so tell me about 355 Highway.
so, 355, and unfortunately, we did 55 Rising Street.
Say that again?
55 Rising Street
Okay.
was done separately.
Oh, you had an appeal on that one as
Yes,
well?
which is
Okay,
an adjacent,
gotcha.
it's a contiguous parcel.
Do you know who heard that one? I can look it up.
His name was Peter.
Okay,
That I
okay.
remember.
Already had an appeal, I'm just gonna write that down. Because
Yes.
that's only so that when we deliberate them, I'm hoping that we can do them all on the same night at the
If you
same
could do them
time.
the same night, because if you look at
Peter, for what was the address again?
55 Rising Street,
ARISING?
yes,
Okay,
And-
and it's adjacent.
yes. So, I don't
Because
know,
that's
and
not-
I
it's
should have
above
said
my
hold
pay
that.
scale.
I should
Okay.
have said to hold that up.
That's okay.
So there's a substantial reduction in value on both parcels. Our point is, on the land record, you'll see a sales price of $650,000 for 355 Kings Highway. That included 55 Rising Street. That was in 2022.
Okay,
This site has two major negative situations. The biggest is it's a contaminated parcel
oh,
with a high degree of pollutant. The town,
was that pit fill pile issue, or was this a different issue?
it was a different issue than the fill pile issue you're referring to. However,
Okay,
this site was filled 50 years, 60 years ago with dirty fill. And so,
do you have any documentation of that? And if you don't, could you possibly
I could get you something.
email it?
I will put something in the record. I wrote a note and
I mean, we have sworn you in, so obviously I
Yes.
believe you, but I just feel like if there is something that can
a letter, okay.
document.
We'll try to
that,
get you
okay.
something related to that, and that's why I refer though to Tim Bishop, Mark Barnhart,
Okay,
and Emmeline, are all familiar with the contamination issue.
okay,
The other issue is, the reason the dealership stopped using the site is the Rooster River floodplain
Mhm.
has some serious issues, and the site will take on 3 feet of water. So, notwithstanding the dirty soil, even if that's addressed without addressing the floodplain, you can't build in a site that,
Floods.
50 or 100 cars were lost there during the last storm. The dealership stopped using it. It was owned by the Volkswagen company.
Oh,
It used to be
I know that place, yep.
long-time Volkswagen.
Over by
dealer.
Nutmeg,
And
yep.
then Miller used it for Nissan, and
Gotcha.
at some point, probably 5-6 years ago, the site that flooded, the land flooded, and it says, you'll see it on the field car storage for Nissan.
Yeah,
They stopped storing the Nissans because all of them went underwater.
gotcha.
And you have the sales price that combined the 2 parcels. We have spent in excess of $1.3 million on testing alone. And we don't have a concrete plan to clean the property yet.
What a great site for some real commercial development.
It is.
If, yeah.
Not often do I say this. This one, and we've done this for a long time, as I said, I'm 3rd generation.
Mhm.
However, this site has thrown us for a loop because, the level of contamination, the fact that EPA and DEP were involved with it from the prior owner. We thought we'd be able to resolve things on a much more timely basis. We got involved with this over 10 years ago. We still don't have answers. We hope one day to be able to clean and lift the site out of the flood zone, and then it will have a real value. But to me, and any appraiser would say this site is a liability. It's a negative value. The town may help apply for some state funding to help offset cleanup costs, which probably outweigh the value of the land. The
Okay.
town doesn't want it to sit like that forever. That's why
No,
why
yeah.
I referred you to 3 people with whom I've met.
Gotcha, so
within the
they're
city.
aware of it.
They're
So,
all
okay, then
very
I
well.
probably don't need the
No,
documentation,
but,
but.
if I can get you a summary from our environmental person, I will, and we can put that into the record.
Mhm.
But that's why I mentioned Mark Barnhart, who's
Yep.
very involved.
Yep,
Tim Bishop, who has
Mhm.
environmental experience and conservation, and Emmeline, who I think all want to help support the project and clean up and deal with the flood zone or floodway. But this has been going on for, more than a decade.
gotcha. Okay. And then,
There's no comps to it because the only comp I would say is, I don't think this is the excise site, but it's one of these sites that
right,
it can't be put back to reuse without a substantial investment that likely exceeds the value of the land.
gotcha.
The town already reduced it by millions, you could see that.
Yeah, I
Because-
can.
Yeah, and,
What?
last time they wouldn't do it, and I surprised because I explained it, now I know more.
Right,
And the town did that automatically because I believe the appraisal firm had knowledge of the environmental situation on the
right.
site. I
So
don't,
they have it, the condition as a .35, that's what they're applying to.
well, yeah, I don't know what
so I
that
don't-
means.
Well, so like,
Is that,
basically, like 100% would mean, like if you have a backyard that has like all ledge and you can't really build on it, so
Right.
it'll be like, instead of 100% for the land, they'll say, we'll give you .95, or we'll give you .9.
So they put
Here they're saying
0.35.
.35,
right.
so they're still assigning some value to the land.
Well, they're always gonna
But-
assign some value.
Yes,
The building has no value. I think there's a demo permit pulled or will be pulled.
okay,
However, a Rising Street right now it was lowered, but it was lowered to like 250. And this one is at 700 for 950. You have the sales price of 650. I obviously have spent a lot of money, chasing this.
right,
Do I think it was a mistake? Yes.
right, but you're stuck with it now.
But I'll figure
yeah.
out my way,
Yeah.
It's not like,
This could be your diamond in the rough, yeah,
we have no choice.
yeah,
I have to make it right.
Right, right.
But you try not to have these things go on for a generation. This is
Right.
gonna take us, this might be 20 years before it's
right,
actively used again. EPA is very difficult to work with,
I can
and because of
imagine.
the short staffing, their budgets have been taken away, FEMA's budgets have been taken away. I have a project that's relying on FEMA to update a flood map. there's no one there to
No
do
one
it.
there.
They've been looking at it for 5 years. So they made a revision that's favorable to one of my projects,
Right,
but I can't build it until they
sign off.
revise the
Mhm.
map, and then the town of Trumbull accepts the map.
Interesting.
So this is in limbo, and no one at FEMA,
Okay, not that they don't care, but they can't do anything about it.
they don't have people.
Right,
They've been defunded, and the
interesting.
EPA has too. I know people, career people at the EPA said, we don't have any people doing it. Can't make a decision, but yet, they're the
Yeah,
responsible party
right,
for oversight, and that's where it makes my job incredibly complicated, because, you know, the federal, under supremacy, federal government has the right, and so DEEP can't really do what FEMA has to do for flood maps, and the EPA has to do for, contamination when there's PCBs. They
Yeah.
have to sign off, and it's taken on its own life.
yeah.
And
Wow.
they have all the information, the town has all the information, town is willing to help us. I'm like, sure, if you can get someone to,
Yeah, they
can't-
want to see it
they
develop,
can't get
yeah.
anyone or responses either, neither the town of Fairfield nor the town of Trumbull. They can't get anyone to do anything. Even for the town projects, they can't get them to do anything, never mind private. They're just not doing anything. So we're in a unique situation.
Interesting.
Either the federal government has
Well, but this
to,
has been going on for 10 years.
more than 10,
Right, but I'm saying they were funded prior.
They were funded
so-
prior, we didn't have all, you know, I wouldn't say we were in the same situation of knowledge back then.
Gotcha.
But at least we were getting responses.
Right,
Now, there's no response at all.
interesting.
So, you know, just to give you some history,
Yeah,
EPA requires 20 different cleanup scenarios. One, do nothing. The other,
Right.
do
everything.
So do nothing is free. The highest on 355 is $40 million.
Jesus.
2 acres of land isn't worth $40 million.
No,
So, but the fact that they need 20 scenarios requires consultants and experts
Yeah.
to spend thousands of dollars testing. The site was
That's
drilled,
just
there's hundreds,
busy work,
there's
yeah.
hundreds of holes drilled to the site, hundreds, I would say thousands of soil samples, voluminous records to support, you know, the analysis that probably someone, whether they look at it or not, I don't know. I'm thinking,
Yeah.
I really don't know if anyone looks at it. But the structure is so regulated, yet, you know, and it takes so much time. Common sense doesn't bake into this. And eventually, someone might just take a look and sign off. You
Yeah.
just don't know what they
Yeah.
do.
yeah.
But they might have, you
If
know,
you catch them on a good day, you catch
thousands
them
of
on a bad
files, well,
day,
but they
yeah.
have thousands of files
Yeah.
for very few people. So that's where, you know, federal oversight gets very, very complicated. With the floodplain, when they reduce the floodplain, they have to, and which would reduce flood insurance, allow
Yeah.
you to build, because flood zone is different than floodplain.
Floodplain,
You can't build
yeah.
in the floodplain. Well, you know, it unlocks a lot of doors. FEMA revises the map and revised it, but until they accept it, which
Interesting.
shouldn't take 5 years.
No, no.
But it is on one of my projects. It's been
Wow.
5 years. They know they're revising it. And by the way, if they're not, well, then we can't build a building there, but they revised the map.
Right,
And
right.
we've seen the revised map, and we relied on the revised map,
Yeah.
thinking it's normally a 1 to 2 year process. We never thought it's a 5 or 6 year process. It's no pain.
Wow.
You know, so, people say to me, why are you building? You call FEMA.
Right, I would love to.
I said, issue me a building permit, and they're
Yeah.
like, well, we can't, we'd be out of compliance with the flood zone. I said, well, could we
Isn't it
get an
easier to
exemption?
ask
They don't
for
make,
Forgiveness?
they don't, well,
Permission?
no, because the town won't have flood insurance.
Fair enough.
So I don't expect them to
Yeah.
do that. I said, well, is there a way to get an exemption on the parcel? Town and I apply shoulder to shoulder, knowing that this is
Yeah.
removed. They said no.
No.
That they replied to, you have to wait. So this is the side of development that's, you know, not the fun part. When the
Right.
building's up, yeah, it looks good. It's just, it's becoming too difficult to build.
Yeah,
You know, it just wears me out. But, you know, I love it, but it's just the bureaucracy and the multiple levels, it makes it,
no, it makes my head spin and I'm
it makes
even
it
part
too
of
tough for
Yeah.
everyone, too costly.
We just
too
put in a
difficult.
pool and that was like a
I'm
disaster.
sure they tortured
So
you.
I feel like, I can't imagine managing multiple properties with all these issues.
Well,
So God bless you.
You just, you know, sometimes when one goes really easy, we can recognize it, say,
Right.
wow, that was nice.
Right,
Because that's the
but that's,
exception.
I was just gonna say, that does not
the
seem to
norm.
be,
That's the exception,
Yeah.
not the norm. When someone really, the permit comes in, everything that works, scratch our head, we're like, oh, wow. You gotta get one like that once in a while.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You're due, you're due. Go buy something now, you're due for something. So,
Take care.
thank you so much. It was nice meeting you.
Thanks for your time.
No problem. Have a good day.
Volunteering for this, and lovely day, looks like tomorrow's
It's gonna be a washout, I
not
think.
gonna be.
I know. Today is April 4th. The time is 10:08. This is appeal number 968. The subject property is 12 Stony Brook Road. I am here with Krish Bowash, and this is Chrissy Kelly, and I just need to swear you in real quick. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, so if you could just sign on that first line there. And again, my name is Chrissy Kelly. I am an alternate on the Board of Assessment Appeals. They bring in extra people because we have so many of these hearings. I will be the one who's presenting your case to the rest of the board for deliberations. And so tell me everything you'd like me to know about 12 Stony Brook Road so I can help make that case for you.
Sure.
Okay?
Here, I don't know if you have that.
Yep, I do.
A couple other things.
Sure, if there's anything else you want to add or walk me through here to make sure I
There,
emphasize.
I mean, it's got the card on there too.
Yeah.
But I guess as I've looked at the data, I've also,
There's comps that you have or,
well, I mean, I've looked at the recent sale data and, from that perspective, certainly understand the valuation approach and how the town arrived at its opinion of value. My opinion of the value is a little lower. I came to $985.
Okay.
Couple bits of information on the property itself. It's listed as 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. One of the bathrooms is in the semi-finished basement, and it was actually heavily damaged in 2015 in a sewer line backup and flood. Got a photo.
Okay.
It's not.
It's in the new one. Okay, perfect. Perfect. I'll keep this one
Package. So a 4-bedroom, 4-bath comp, I'm not sure is entirely appropriate. Also, the property is in the Tanaka Park neighborhood, and in addition to looking at market sales comps, I also looked at what are the other values of other properties in the neighborhood.
Okay.
I did include those in the package there.
Oh, gotcha.
That was a fun project.
Yeah.
So
what does the color coding on here mean?
So I will come to that.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to jump ahead.
No problem. So just thinking about our property compared to some of the other properties in the neighborhood, probably a less desirable location within the neighborhood, and its location on the maps on there, corner of Stony Brook, Jennings, and arguably Crestwood Roads, relatively busy street, busy intersection. The property's there, the 12 is really small. I should have circled it for you.
Okay.
So the highlighted homes, I would argue that a market participant would view them as higher quality, more desirable properties based on their locations within the community. Larger, more recently updated. Our property hasn't had significant updates, for example, to the kitchens or bathrooms in almost 20 years. So the highlighted homes, I would say, are some of the more desirable homes in the neighborhood. And bedroom count, bathroom count, that was a highlight on ours, but you can see the highlight in there.
Yep.
I would, and also thinking about the grades,
the condition,
the relative conditions from that perspective, I would argue that our house is not as relatively valuable as the other properties in the community, which I think would be a pretty direct comparison given the nature of the community.
Okay, so no upgrades. I emphasize that, right?
Correct. Yeah, the kitchens and the bathrooms have not. I mean, I'd say the kitchen had some lipstick when we moved in 20 years ago, but the bathrooms have not been touched at all in 20 years.
Or about, yeah, the last thing that was a permit was in 2010. Okay, well, I mean, you gave me a lot of comps to look at. I mean, if I eyeball them, but this is their appraised value, right?
Those are appraised values.
Right, not necessarily sales.
Correct.
Gotcha.
I think, I didn't highlight those, I think there were 2 recent sales in the neighborhood in the evaluation period. I didn't highlight those.
Gotcha. Okay, well, I can, take a quick look. Yeah, I mean, even if just looking the ones directly on your street of the ones that you highlighted, they seem to be larger in square footage, better condition, more bedrooms, another bathroom, more half bathrooms, so like, okay. All right, we'll take a look. I'll take a look.
Thank you very much. I have other copies of
No, if that's the
supplemental
same as this,
information.
or is there more than what's in here, then I will keep this in the
Okay.
file. Perfect. Okay. That was quick. Thank you so much. And do you have any questions for me? So we are, we did actually just start this week deliberating because
Okay.
these are like rescheduled hearings.
Yep.
So they have on the calendar booked us through the end of May to still do these deliberations. The one I just sat in, I feel like we were a little more ahead of schedule. We got a lot more done than I thought we would.
Mm-hmm.
So, I am hopeful that you will get a letter by the end of May. And that's all it'll be. It'll be a letter just like you got before. There won't be an explanation. There won't be anything. They are recorded, so you will be able to hear the conversations that went into your property. And then if you are still unsatisfied with your number, you can appeal at the state level.
Okay.
So it's an option, and the instructions on the steps that are involved in that are on the website.
Okay.
So hopefully it doesn't come to that. And that's it. Do you have any other questions for me?
I do not have any other questions.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
No problem.
And
Thank you.
enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks for your service to the town.
No
I know
problem.
there's
Thank
a lot,
you.
especially on a lovely spring
I
day.
know, it's gorgeous, but I think I'm out of here by 12, so that's not terrible.
Good.
All right, have a
Thank
great day. Okay, today is April 4th. The time is 10:48, and this is appeal number 979. The subject property is 92 Lovers Lane. I am here with what I assume is Daniel Newman.
Yes, and my wife's Anna.
Okay, can you spell that for me?
S-A-N-A.
S-A-N-A, same last name?
Yes.
Okay. Newman. Okay. I just need to swear you guys in, get your signature, and then we can start.
Okay.
So do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And if you guys can just both sign there, that'd be great. My name is Chrissy Kelly. I am an alternate on the Board of Assessment Appeals. They bring more people in because we have so many hearings. So I will be the one who presents your case when we deliberate. So it's my job to make sure I make that case the best I can. So please feel free to give me any and all information regarding the property at 92 Roberts Lane.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
No problem. So you said you had comps. If you didn't submit them
I did submit.
originally, okay.
Yeah,
So
they're
then,
all mostly submitted.
oh, I see
have
them
a
here,
few
122
extra.
Colony. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
take as many.
Yeah.
Yep, okay, so have at it. The floor is yours, as they say.
Yeah, so we believe our property at 92 Lovers Lane is over-assessed.
Okay.
And we're requesting a reduction,
Mm-hmm.
based on your market value, like recent
Mhm.
sold houses, somewhere between 440 and 480 based on comparable sales and property-specific, issues and just our location.
Okay, I just want to ask, because that number does look low to me, is that the appraised or
No.
the assessed? Because
It's
we're,
just our, like.
no, I don't mean like formal appraisal. I just mean, some people by accident have been putting in the assessed value, which is the number that the actual tax is being calculated off of, as opposed to the appraised value, which is a 70% gross up of that number. So if that's 400,
No, that's, actually neither. That's what we were so.
the 440 is,
So the numbers that I originally submitted, actually, I probably have it. The numbers from the town were, I did submit that, hold on, sorry.
Okay. Right, because here it says the town values your property at $819,900,
Exactly.
and you're asking for $440, and I just want to make sure we're comparing apples and oranges.
Well, that's
Yeah.
all true. What's the square footage that they have listed for the house, by the way?
The square footage
Just around 1,200 square feet for this house.
on here, 1,228.
Yeah.
Square
So
feet.
it's not a big house at all. And the other thing is, when they sent us the thing, they called it a modern, is that what they called it? A modern house? Because we bought the house in 2014.
Split level, they have it as
Yeah,
split
but there was
level.
some other wording that we weren't sure about.
So I think what they did is, I think they assessed the value based on that exterior of the home, which does look modern and.
Like, for instance, we bought the house in 2014, and it was almost being condemned. So we had just redone the siding on the house 2 years ago, and I don't know, I'm just kind of trying to wonder where that word modern comes from.
Yeah, so the town value was $819, the appraised, the town value appraisal was $819.
Yep.
The assessed value was $573,930.
Yes,
So we were just asking for a reduction to 440 to 480 based on comp.
right, but I just need to confirm that that is the assessed value as opposed to the appraised, because I feel like to make this 819 to 440, that probably would be a hard sell, but if you're looking at 440, sorry, I should have a real calculator and not my phone.
Yeah, I don't remember those numbers.
440.
Did not come on the letter. Do you have, like, is there somewhere we can look that up?
Yeah, hold on. So that would correspond to an appraised value of $628,571. So like that, it's like, this is, we're supposed to be, right, so that's why I want to make sure I'm asking for the right number first and foremost.
Yeah,
So if you're saying that the home is valued at 440.
no.
I think that you mean that the assessed value should be 440, which would correspond to
Exactly.
a appraisal value of 628,571. Does that sound in
That
line
does
with what you were?
That does sound, yeah.
Because I'm just going to say that this would be assessed.
So the 440 to 480 was just based on comps, we were just thinking like that makes more sense because our house falls within those recently sold comps, but it's not a number that the town gave us.
No, I know, that's
Oh,
fair.
okay.
That's what everybody's coming in here with, is numbers that they're asking for.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that we're.
I may have said it wrong.
No, it's fine, it's fine. And you're not the first person who did that, because people want to put the number that they're actually applying the mill rate to, which impacts your tax number. Whereas we are looking at everything from a market value or fair market value, so it's not the assessed value, which is 70% of your appraised value, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So that 440, like I said, would translate to a 628,570 number, just so
Okay.
we're on the same page there.
Yeah.
Okay. So you bought it in 2014, almost condemned. I'm gonna make it,
Yeah, but I'm just wondering, because what was the wording that they sent in the letter? There was something about like a modern house, I don't know.
I
called it,
don't
like,
see
this is
anything
what-
here.
Yeah, I saw it somewhere, and ours was the only house, like, on the side road that we corner.
Okay.
Nobody else's house does that. I mean, the outside is, our siding is very nice and modern, but it
Right.
doesn't make our house more valuable than anyone else's just because the siding.
I don't see anything on the field card.
I did, yeah, I saw it, it was either in what they sent us in the mail.
Okay.
Or it was when I looked up our house online, but I did see that. It's
Gotcha.
exterior, it's listed on the line for exterior, I believe.
Okay.
Or style, I don't remember where it was written. And that was just our assumption that because we couldn't figure out why our house was being appraised for higher than the others. So we were assuming it was because our house was the only one that said modern and the others didn't. And again, the exterior is modern, but it doesn't
Well, no,
correlate
it's
to
just, it's new siding. We put new siding in the house.
Exactly.
Right,
Yeah.
new siding. Okay. I'm just gonna write that you said town described.
Yeah.
I don't see it though.
Yeah, well, I could be wrong. I know I saw that somewhere, so I don't know if that's.
Modern.
I
And
wonder
that,
if it was on the property card.
I don't know.
But it's, right, well, that's what this is, the field card. So I'm just gonna see, yeah, have at it, yeah.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna, every time my computer goes into sleep mode, it kicks me off the internet and it's so frustrating.
Oh, wow.
But I was gonna see if I can look it up myself. Back to my phone. In the meantime, though, you did have, you said that there were additional comps to the ones that you put in that letter, so I'd be
Yeah.
happy to take those too, so I can
Okay,
take a look
great.
at.
You have one 2020,
Sorry, I don't have them in front of me, but if they're in there, I just wanna see if
Yeah.
they're, so you listed in here 122 Colony.
Yes, and then 449 High Street, I think
Yeah, that's also in
Oh,
there,
it's in there, okay.
449 High Street.
378 Castle Street.
Yep, 378 Castle.
Perfect. And then 293 Barry Scott Drive, all one word.
B-E or
B-A.
B-A-R-R-Y?
Yeah, Scott, all one word. Drive, and then, is that new?
That one I don't see here unless it's spilled on to the next, nope, yeah, so that one's new.
Okay, so that's about, it's about a mile and a half or slightly over,
Mhm.
away from our house. It's 1,412 square feet. And it has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, so that's actually more than ours. It sold in October of 2025 for $590.
Okay.
So that's actually, it's, I believe the square footage is also higher, and it has more bedrooms, and it sold for $590.
Okay.
So
Sounds like a decent comp, yeah.
significantly, yeah,
Mhm.
lower. And then the last one is 121 Borosky, it's B-A-R-O-S-K-Y Drive,
Okay.
and that has 1,075 square feet, so
Mhm.
it's slightly less than ours, but it has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, so it is an additional bathroom.
Mhm.
The square footage is almost ours. but
Okay,
it's like
yeah.
Slightly. And it sold in March I wrote 2025, I think it was actually 2026, I can check, for 575 it sold, but let me just make sure. 2026. We have the link and everything.
Okay. I feel like, obviously, I've not dug deep into these, but if I'm looking at, I don't know if I want to, say that 440 versus up to 628, just because it seems like you're giving me comps that are in like the 500s.
So, no,
So-
the comps that I originally submitted, they were on the lower, like there was the 411.
Yeah, that's at 100, right, but that's what I'm saying, so if
Oh.
I'm saying, when we started off by saying the 440
Yeah.
would really be 628, like,
Yeah, yeah,
I don't wanna,
Yeah,
We'll
I
change
just
you
kind of
if-
like,
Yeah.
I wanted to include as many.
Yep, no, I appreciate it. It makes my job easier.
I'm trying to find the sale, can you look up the, when?
Which one? Oh, I have it right there.
570, sorry,
21.
Just, 21, is it 21?
Oh, is it 21 or what? I wrote down 121, so I apologize.
I may have said that by accident then. Yeah,
Which one, Borowski?
It's 21,
Okay.
not 121, yeah, that was my,
21.
and it's BOROS.
Got it.
KEY.
That sold on, oh, not showing me on my sales card here. So it must have been after this, because this is showing me that there was a transaction in February, but it was unqualified, and so it showed a 0 sale price, so I don't have anything there, but something happened there.
It's sold for $575, and I believe, like,
It
the
says,
chart,
I see listed on 2/7/26.
yeah, I think it was
So,
sold this year.
But that's on that link, on the bottom of the link, so,
Gotcha.
you're saying it's sold already though, so.
Yeah, it says sold on the, if you, I don't know, if the bill.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it does say sold, so it doesn't say the exact date, it says the listing was February 7th, 26, and it's sold.
Yeah, I think I only listed, or included things that actually sold, not recently.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't,
Well, I can still take a.
oh, it says right here, it says sold on 3/26/2026 for $575. It does have at the all the way at the bottom of the bill.
Okay, for 575.
Yes, it was pending for $550 and then it sold for $575.
Okay. Okay. All in
And that
one
one
then.
closed. I think that was.
I mean, I don't want to put the 628 here because I feel like maybe when you were doing your analysis and you were focusing on some assessment that were appraised, like it just kind of didn't give you a good, so I'm going to, I can't make the case for you, but I would, that something sold on 625 or something sold
Oh,
for?
no, are you saying you're taking?
No, I'm saying that we originally said that 440 was
Oh.
assessed, and then I said that would gross up to the 628.
Got it, okay, got it.
You think that number's too high?
Yeah, well, just based on, I don't know
On the
for
comps.
sure, but
Yeah.
just.
Well, on the comps that were.
Yeah, what you've given me right here on
So
the
she's trying
surface,
to adjust that number based on that.
right,
We've
got
got-
but I feel like that number needs to come from you,
Yeah.
not from me.
Yeah,
So, I would be happy to change that.
yeah, maybe I could just average these.
I mean, yes, that's exactly probably what I would have done,
Yeah.
but I just can't do it myself if that.
The original number I wrote was the average of the first three, but I didn't have the last two columns.
Gotcha. And if they, I mean, they were,
Well, actually, I think that's how I got.
it's fine, I mean, we can go with the 440, just know that when I
Maybe we
make
should
my
round- maybe we should round it to
recommendation,
5 instead.
Yeah,
That's
it
an
would-
easier number.
I actually put 440 to 480, so yeah, 5.
okay, let's just go with that, because I've only done one group of deliberations so far, and what I
We've
would.
never been through this process.
That's fine, well, and I'm new to this process, but, I will say, at least in the ones that I'm hearing, like, I've done more analysis, I feel like, and I will, if I can't get to the number that is given, I will recommend like a partial
It's very
number.
fair.
Whereas some people I'm seeing are just, I can't get to your number, so it's flat out denied. I would hate to see that happen if the number is,
Yeah.
if the number is too low,
So
some
they
people are.
don't, like,
Well, that's when I say you're kind of at the mercy of who did your hearing. I feel like you guys, not everybody who comes to see me has put the time in. It's my job to put the time in and see if I can find a number
okay,
somewhere in between.
thank you.
So I just want to make sure,
This is the
Fine.
average of the 5, but, yeah.
I'm going to put 500 for now.
That was the average of the 5.
And then if we end up somewhere, hopefully we find relief somewhere. But I
Yeah.
just feel like sometimes if the
I
number
think
is
that's
too
fair.
low, the initial reaction is just,
Yeah.
can't get there, denied.
Yeah.
So I don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
So, let's go with that number. We'll take a look at these comps. Was there anything else that's in here that you want to highlight? I know you mentioned just the outside of the property, but otherwise it doesn't look like there's been any improvement to the inside, or it doesn't look like there was permits.
I mean,
pulled for any.
we did all the, like, when we first.
Yeah, there was
Yeah,
nothing
we
that
haven't done
required
anything.
permits.
Yep, I don't see any permits. So, There was one
Yeah.
in 2014,
That's
that was
right.
way before the
Okay.
revow period, so not that I'm not interested, but
Okay.
it's just not, shouldn't have a huge impact on, from revow to revow. So, okay, we can take a look at these comps and see if, there's a reason to get yours more in line with
Yeah,
the other properties.
and I do want to
Yeah.
reiterate that, like, some of those comps, which I actually put it in all the notes.
Uh-huh,
But they are either an extra bathroom or an extra half bathroom, or, more square footage. So those comps are actually,
right, these are
Landed,
conservative, yeah.
and actually.
Yeah, towards the higher end.
yeah, and that's just the closest that I.
Okay. More baths, okay. Perfect.
Yeah, or square footage, both.
Yep,
Combination.
as I said, the comps are larger and or more baths.
Yeah, but each of the comps I've listed out, like.
Yeah, and I'm like a crazy data person, so I keep a
Okay.
spreadsheet
Oh,
of all of them, and I like to line everything up so I can see, and I will do
Okay.
exactly,
Oh,
I will
great.
take the average of the bathrooms, and the average of the square footage, and the average of the lot size,
Okay.
and all that stuff, just
Okay,
because
great.
I'm anal, and that's what I do. But, from a procedural standpoint, we are scheduled to still be doing deliberations till the end of May.
Okay,
So since this, I believe, is our last day of hearings,
okay,
you will unfortunately be towards the tail end of the deliberations, but nonetheless, you will get a letter in the mail,
okay.
similar to the ones you've gotten before. There won't be like a explanation, there will just be a number.
Okay.
The deliberations will be recorded, so you can go back and listen to the conversations that were had about your property. But like I said, you'll get a letter in the mail, and then if you are still unsatisfied with that number, you can appeal at the state level.
Right.
I think instructions on how to do that are on the website.
Okay.
I am hopeful that it doesn't come to that. Again, I've only sat in on one day so far of deliberations, and it was much better than I thought. I was expecting like, so it wasn't terrible from a timing perspective and also from the relief that I saw was granted.
One
That's
day,
good,
so-
because
That was one
We'll see
day.
how it goes.
Yeah,
Some of the values just, I mean, at least for us, like, it just didn't seem.
I know, and unfortunately, the land prices have gone up I don't want to say disproportionately, but there's just, and it depends on where you are in town, and some
Yeah.
people saw 300% increases, and some people saw 20% increases.
Oh, I actually forgot to
Tell me.
point out one thing
Mhm.
that you asked about at the end. So you said like what else makes it,
Yeah.
less valuable.
Mhm.
We are on not like a highway main road, but we're
Mhm.
not on like a small private street. We're on a fairly
Cut
busy
through
street.
it, the guy told us that.
Is that the
Oh,
word?
really?
It's a busy street, and
Yeah.
people just cut through.
And
Okay.
a lot of the comps are
So-
for, they're like on more private streets or a cul-de-sac, or even if it's
Mhm.
not a cul-de-sac, like just.
Not cut throughs.
Admittedly, I have cut through on
Yeah.
those lanes. Sorry, I'm not proud.
I mean,
but I've done
everybody
it.
cuts through somewhere, right? You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just the point of, it's not like, it's not like,
Right.
Brookmere,
Very
most people
busy.
don't go down the street in front of us.
Exactly,
So,
it's very
this is the
busy,
difference.
so that also obviously brings
Yep.
down the property. So,
Perfect.
but yeah.
Okay, do you have any other questions for me?
No, I think that, like, the final taxes actually come out in what, July?
Well, they should, yeah. I know we asked for an extension just because there were so
Okay.
many of
Okay.
these, but
Yeah,
I
this
think,
might be done after that maybe, right? Or our answer?
The thing is, would it prorate at least?
that I'm unsure of. That's probably a better question for, I don't even know if that's the assessor's question or the tax office question,
Okay.
to be honest. But I know that there's a big push on our end to get them
Done
done.
before the July.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah. that's fair.
hopefully they
It's a
will be,
lot.
yeah.
Moving on.
Um,
We're here on a Saturday and a holiday weekend, so.
So it's all good.
We were like,
It
oh
is
my,
hard.
but they said, like, when they called me this week.
Right.
they said, this is your
Whatever. Yep. Okay, today is April 4th. The time is 11:11. Make a wish, right?
Exactly.
This is appeal number 971. The property address is 1 Nats Park Drive.
Correct.
I am Chrissy Kelly, and I am here with Mustafa Hassan.
Yes.
Okay,
Good pronunciation.
all right. I just need to swear you in, get your signature, and then we can get started, okay?
Good.
Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay. One. And then I just need your signature there. Like I said, my name is Chrissy Kelly, and I'm an alternate on the Board of Assessment Appeals. they bring in more people this time of year because we have all these hearings to do. I'm the one who will present your file to the rest of the board for deliberations. So
Okay.
let me know everything that you
Sure.
would like me to emphasize about One Naps Park Drive.
Sounds very good.
Okay.
Thanks so much, I appreciate you.
No problem.
And, just a few things, I'll make it very quick, like
Mhm.
straight to the point. And let me just start that my property was built in 1942,
Mhm.
right? My property is currently assessed at $347,748,
Okay.
which is about $221 per square foot, right?
Okay.
And the square foot, the living area is 1572 square foot, okay?
Okay.
So a larger comparable home is assessed at about $231 per square foot, which is the adjacent half duplex.
Uh-huh.
Half duplex. That's the word.
So the other half of the duplex, you mean?
And mine is half.
Gotcha, okay.
Altogether. So half duplex. We form like one house.
Yep,
But it's
yeah.
still considered like one family house.
Of course,
But
yeah.
I want to highlight the fact that it is a half duplex, mine as well. Okay?
Okay.
So the thing is it's 221 per square foot, and theirs is 231, and mine, the smaller property, is 221 per square foot.
Okay.
Usually, the smaller
Should be
higher,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And I'm
Economies of scale.
there you go. And due to the fact that, assuming that similar or superior condition for sure, my property is inferior due to the coming facts. I have some pictures that I
Okay,
took.
that would be great.
Sure. First of all, 1942, half duplex, that's number one.
Mhm.
Number two is the basement is not finished, okay? Number three, it is oil. The heating system is running by oil versus gas, okay? Other thing is older kitchen, okay? Not been renovated since we bought the house and even before. I talked about the basement, yes?
Yep.
The interior is not updated at all. And
Okay,
it's
so
still-
no upgrade.
Yes, still partially carpet and vinyl, the other part that, we have to do that. But so it's vinyl and partially carpet, still partially carpet.
Mhm.
My ask, and I'll show you some pictures right after that, my ask is that to be $200 per square foot, that means 314,000. The assessment that I believe is accurate,
Okay.
more accurate, is 314,000 versus 347,000. So
Gotcha, okay, but which that 314 hopefully associate, is that where this 496 comes from? Because here we are talking appraised values,
Yeah.
not assessed values. So if you're, what was the number you just told me? Sorry.
314,000.
314,
400.
Close enough.
Yes, plus or minus, sure.
okay, so, because that gets me to 448,571 as opposed to 498. I just want to make sure I'm asking for the right number.
Sure.
So, do you want,
So my now is 347, correct?
that's the assessed,
Yes.
that's the assessed value, right?
Okay, yes.
So, this is my current, all right, that's the assessed value, so 347, 748 divided by 0.7, that's the 496. Yeah, so that's this number, that's what they have here.
Exactly, yeah.
Right, so I just need to make sure we're comparing apples and oranges. So this
Oh.
496,
Mhm.
you're saying, yes, you're requesting 400,
you
which,
got it.
gotcha.
Sure,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Times 0.7,
Mhm.
which would be,
200, yeah, more or
yeah,
less.
okay,
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
So I just want to make,
Yeah,
yep,
that
we're
works.
good.
Sure.
So-
And I want to show you pictures, but
But I'm sorry, so this is 200 per square foot, you're saying that for the assessed value or the appraised value? What number did you do to, let's back into that math, just so I have it.
I'm not sure about that. You help me out with this, but. it's-
Sure.
Yeah.
So your square footage is
It's
3,900, so let's do the math there.
Oh, 3,900. I thought the living area, yes. Okay.
Oh, no, that's your land, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
You're correct.
Yeah.
We're at 1572.
1572. you
Yeah,
got it,
so
yeah.
1572 times the you just want to do it off that then? And that's the 314,
Yeah.
400. Okay, fine, yep, we're good.
Yeah,
All right,
Okay.
making sure, we're all on the same page. All right,
So, yeah, but that makes 314, and it's, I don't know if this,
Well, but that would be,
yeah,
I'm assuming that would be your assessed, so that if I gross that up by,
exactly.
divided by 0.7,
Yeah.
that gets me to the 449, well, it gets me to 449, 142,
Okay,
not to 400.
okay.
So,
I want to go back to that one.
Yeah,
Maybe I
okay.
missed, yes. I
that's
wanna go back to
fine.
that
So
one. Yes, please.
we'll focus on that. I'm not gonna
Yes,
change that.
Yes,
Yep.
please not.
Yep.
Yes,
Mhm.
maybe I.
Nope, that's fine, that's fine.
Yeah, okay, I want to show you some pictures
Yes.
as well, and here you go. This is the carpet that I was telling you about.
Okay,
Okay,
yep,
And the other one is the fridge is old, still same.
yep.
And actually very old and small, and.
I'm just gonna hit
Sure, sure.
photos.
Yeah.
Carpet, old appliances. Okay,
Yeah, of course, and even
Yeah.
the washing machine, and
Mhm.
the kitchen's not been renovated.
yeah,
Still the same.
cabinet, okay,
All right,
perfect.
so, yeah, that's what I
Okay.
want to show you. And the fact it's oil, you.
Yep, I wrote
highlighted
that, oil versus
Yeah,
gas.
that's all. But maybe here, maybe the 200 is a little bit different, because the
Yeah,
math is not.
I
the
don't,
math is
I
not
feel like the
correct.
math isn't mathing,
Yeah.
so I'm not,
Yeah, do not, yeah.
Yeah.
Just stick to the one.
the
that I-
400,
the
and
400,
then
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, and then
mhm.
other, we don't have any like recent comps or anything, and like sales in the, Okay.
Yeah.
okay. Okay,
And the fact that I tried to sell it a couple of years ago for close to that, close to the,
oh, yeah,
and
that's
yeah,
helpful.
yeah, and it didn't, sell, so I just would throw it from the market.
Yeah.
And, you know, it shows, if you
Yeah.
look it up, it shows everything in there, and it didn't sell. I put it down like 2 or 3 times, and, I reduced the price.
Yeah.
asking price. At least 2 or 3 times, you could see the history of.
Yeah, trying to put it on the market, right.
Yeah, and it didn't sell, so that supports my argument,
Okay,
yeah,
perfect.
that's it.
Okay, so from a procedural standpoint today, I believe these are the last hearings we're doing today.
Okay, yeah.
We already started some deliberations this week.
Mhm.
I thought we were doing them first in, first out, and if that's the case, then you'll be later in the process.
Okay.
But, the way it works is you will just get a letter in the mail, just similar to the one you just showed me, with your number on it. It won't have a rationale, it won't have anything.
Mhm.
The deliberations will be recorded, so you will be able to hear the conversation that went into your decision. Should you still be unsatisfied with you can appeal to the state.
Sure.
The directions on how to do that are on the website of the assessor's office.
Yeah.
I am hopeful that it doesn't come to that.
Yeah.
What
do you think?
Well, so I will tell you, I have to take a look, but at least the ones that I've presented so far, and I just told this to, the people who are here before you, I feel like some people, if they don't have comps, or if they don't have anything, a lot of the people who are doing the hearings, they're like, well, I'm not gonna make the case for
Right.
them, which I understand, because we have so many of them.
Sure.
But at the same time, and I feel like what I saw from the first day that I was there was that, if there wasn't a lot of data and it was like, you're asking for 400, they'd be like, nope, sorry. But that being said, all the ones that I've done, if I see that there's a number and I'm like, well, I don't think I can sell everybody on the 400, but I can sell you on something somewhere in between, I will make that case for something in between. So I'm hopeful to get some relief. If I can't, my goal is to get you to that 400.
Okay.
But if I can't,
Yeah.
with a clean conscience, get you there, I will get you as close as humanly
All
possible.
right.
That's the best I can do.
I'm very comfortable.
And then if, I've got to convince 4 other people, or only 2 others, there's 5 people voting, I need to convince 2 other people.
Okay.
So, that's my goal.
Okay.
And, I will, you'll get that letter in the mail.
Okay.
At this point, probably at some point in
Mm-hmm.
June, early June. Well, I mean, again, hopefully deliberations will go fast. We've booked
Sure.
until at least the end of May, but I'm
Okay.
hoping to get that sooner.
Okay.
But yeah, so unless you have any other questions for me,
I'm good.
all right.
I just want to thank you.
No,
Thanks so much.
please,
It's
thanks
been
for coming
great.
in, and, enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Same to you,
So-
and I know you're working the weekend, but
And
it's,
I'm out of here by 12, so it's not that terrible.
But it's a nice one.
Yeah,
You will
it is.
enjoy it today.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
keep the door open?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Hirsch, but that's 1140.
Right, I have an 1120 that's not here yet. It's
Oh.
381 Hortons Hill.
Oh, really? Robert Joseph McBride?
McBride.
I think they are here, because I have it checked off, so let me send them.
Okay, sorry, thank you.
She's on the left.
Hi, how are you?
Nursing home,
Oh,
broken ankle,
oh no.
sort of.
Hopefully you were doing something fun. Sliding into home plate or something.
Yeah, no, running, stepping off a curb,
Oh, no.
yep,
Yeah, getting old stinks.
I know, tell me about it.
Oh, well, I'm still recording. I didn't stop recording after the last one, so I don't have
Sorry?
to. I usually start all my meetings by saying, I have to start recording, but
Okay.
I didn't stop recording after the last one, so
Oh,
I'm still
okay.
recording.
All right.
So, I will get started with housekeeping stuff, I'll swear you in, and then we can start. Okay, does that sound good?
That sounds good.
Okay, the time is, or today is April 4th. The time is 11:27. This is appeal number 477. The subject property is 381 Hoydens Hill Road. This is Chrissy Kelly, and I am here with Robert McBride.
Yes.
Is that it? Okay. I am going to just swear you in super quick, and then we can get started. Do you solemnly swear the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Okay. I just need your signature there. And then, my name is Chrissy Kelly. I am an alternate on the Board of Assessment Appeals. They bring more people in during this time because we have so many hearings. I am the one who will present your case to the rest of the board for when we deliberate, and then we'll vote on.
Okay, when does that happen?
Well, so we just started deliberations this week, so this is the last day.
Well, not today?
No, not happening today. No.
Okay, just trying to get the time.
No,
Okay.
and so, I usually save this for the end, but we'll just do it now. Like, once we're done, you go into the pile of the, to be deliberation, and like I said, we have just started that this week. So since you're later in this process, you'll probably be towards the tail end of the deliberations. So, we are hopeful to be done by the end of May. There's talk that will spill into June, but I really hope we can get this done in May. You will get a letter in the mail, very similar to the ones you've gotten before with your number. Should you be unsatisfied with your number still, then you can appeal to the state.
Yeah,
Hopefully we can come to
I made an
that.
appointment for this meeting.
Yep.
And then I never got
You are not alone.
a notice in the mail
You
or
are.
email.
Well, and I think today that's what this is. This is mostly making up for all the people who didn't get
And
their
I
letter.
still didn't get an email. Well, I know I got an email, but I
Just
didn't
not
get
a
any.
letter,
a
snail mail,
post,
yeah.
right, yeah. Which
I don't understand
doesn't
that.
matter.
It is what it is. Okay, so, the town has your property valued at $1,020,685, and you are asking for that to be $880,000.
Correct.
So, tell me why.
When I bought the place,
Mm-hmm.
it was pretty fraudulent.
Oh,
Yeah, and my own fault is that I thought I'd be able to mitigate it, but what happened is there's a huge water issue with the property. That's one reason.
okay.
And I have videos of the water issues, and my neighbor, who I recently became friends with over the last year, basically said, "Oh, I wish I met you because he has videos of." So.
And is it like runoff from neighboring properties?
When you see the video, you're gonna be like, how do you? So I can't sell the property like this. I have to figure out something, and I haven't been able to do so.
Okay.
For instance, when I bought the place, of course, had it inspected, and even the inspector looked in the floor in the basement was so clean you could eat off of it.
Right.
And very shortly thereafter, flooding in the basement, and I mean, there were a couple of clues where there's seal coat, dry lock in the empty cans in the but I just thought they were just keeping up with it. But they put the wrong stuff on the floor, on the walls, and there's flooding in the basement. The outside flooding is unbelievable. In a light rain, it's not too bad, but in any sort of medium rain, it's insanity. And that runs off into the winter as well. And I literally couldn't do that to somebody else and sell the property. Besides that, the project's going up around the neighborhood, and there's 96.
How close are you to that?
0.7 of a mile.
That's the 96 units, right? Is that the one on Blackrack?
Yeah, 4480.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to do the math with, angles and realizing it's just gonna be a huge eyesore to my property.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, when I bought the property, there was an existing power tower
but it was like a scaffolding type, so you could like see right through it in the summertime
Yeah.
and the vegetation, and you could maybe see like 20 or 30 feet from, the top down. And they went and put in a whole new 140-foot brown rusted ugly power tower, and cleared all the property, and it's literally on my property. I mean, it's closer to my house now. When I look out my living room window, that's all you can see, or from the deck or from the property.
Maybe
They
we
all-
have an adjustment for that, but maybe it's not enough. Okay.
I don't think it is. If you see it, it's a huge eyesore. I do have another question, but I'll get to that in a second. But also the field card
Uh-huh.
says that I have public water. I do not. I believe it says that if I'm reading it correctly. It says I have public water, but I actually have a well.
Okay.
And no public water, so I don't have public water or sewage.
So you have septic.
Yeah, septic. Also, the picture on the field card is not my house. That's my neighbor's house who actually took one of the videos. That is not my house.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah, so that's a $1.5 or $6 million house around the corner from my house. I don't know if that has anything to do with my assessed value.
It could. That's interesting. That's the first of all the ones I've
Really?
heard. That's the first I've heard of that. So,
Yeah, that is not my house.
okay.
That's
But all the
77.
other data, like the square footage, I'm hoping, and everything is correct.
Yes,
Okay.
I believe so.
Mhm.
It says 2,900.
2912, yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's interesting. So
Yeah,
what's the address? You said 77
that's
Cricket Brook.
77 Cricker Brook, sorry.
77 Cricket Brook. And we'll email that to the assessors. Have you brought that to their attention or no? Other than this?
I did when I first came to make the appointment. I told them that this is not mine,
Interesting.
and they were gonna make a, they said, oh, we're gonna have to go and take a picture of your house then. I don't know how that works.
Okay,
But
okay.
besides the various projects,
Right.
the water,
Yeah.
I could,
Oh, yeah, let me see.
yeah, sorry.
Oh, so unfortunate. I lived up in Greenfield Hill for years, and we finally had to bite the bullet and get that Connecticut basement system in our basement. And, I mean, it jackhammered through the foundation, but let me tell you, I sound like an ad for them. Never got a drop of water in my basement ever again.
This is my neighbor's video that he sent me.
Look at that.
Oh,
So is that your driveway?
That is my driveway. That's my driveway. And this is his video that he sent me saying, oh, I wish I knew you. I would have warned
Yeah.
you not to buy this property. And that's at night too, so it's not even a good
Your
one.
driveway.
Let me just go back to the
Mhm.
outside. So, I have basement, sorry. This is my front yard.
Where's it all coming from?
It's,
Is that your street? Is that Hoyden Hill right there? That road?
this is my
there?
driveway.
Yeah.
It's a long driveway.
Okay.
It's a long driveway. But there's.
Wow. Yeah. My God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was no sign of this when I bought the place. And this isn't like, a one-off
Right.
type of thing.
Right.
This is my life.
Could you do me a favor though? Because I want to be, like, I feel like
Oh, wait.
I feel like pictures say, that's incredible. when you go to the assessor's website, there's a place where, like the contact us, there's a place where you can upload.
I did see that. I
Files?
thought I did upload a
Because
bunch
I
of
don't
stuff.
see pictures in your file. I only see,
Okay, I could go to the assessor's thing
if you don't
and-
mind, and when you do that, could you please reference appeal number 477? It should be on the
Okay.
letters that you have, like all of your appeal numbers, but if you put on there and then just that you want it added to the file, because they will take any still photos that you have and
What about
add it.
video?
Well,
Can
so
you do
I don't
video?
know.
Okay.
I mean, I would upload, can't hurt to upload it, and then we could see if they can
Okay.
link it to your file somehow, but at the very least, the photos, that way when I am discussing your file with the rest of the team, they can look it up on
I'll
their,
try to do that. I
Yeah,
hope I-
if
I
you
hope
don't
I can.
mind.
I
Just
would,
because,
no,
I mean,
I'd do anything
I would
to
obviously
help.
speak to the video.
But
to
this
the-
is, there was no sign of this when I bought
When
the
you
place.
bought it.
I cannot sell this house.
Gotcha.
And I do wanna, I'm considering leaving Fairfield because of all the projects going on.
Right,
On
right.
our turnpike, the traffic is just getting out of
I
hand.
know. Okay,
I love
So-
Fairfield, but I don't know what it's gonna be like in
it's gonna be unrecognizable. I
3
think.
years. I know,
Well,
I
not
mean,
3 years,
there's
but it'll
just,
be,
there's all these projects going on. It's
I
crazy,
know.
right next to the little pub, there's 226 units going there. There's another project going on Congress, the four,
the one right on
4480.
Umpqua, right in town.
Yeah. It's
Crazy, it's crazy.
And I have basement water pictures too.
Oh, yeah, put all that on,
Okay.
put all that on.
This is my
my-
basement, that's
Oh, wow.
like, not too bad.
Mhm.
It's all over the
And there's
basement.
no recourse for when you bought it, like, because I'm sure, don't they have to fill out
I-
disclaimers on what?
They did, and they put on the
Yeah,
disclosure
yeah, the
sheet,
disclosure, yeah.
water in basement NA, like,
Really?
yeah, so,
So it all miraculously
I-
just started when you,
yep, and, it took a couple of months for it to rain or something,
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
And then in the spring, it was horrendous. And,
oh, so disingenuous.
I just didn't know what to do.
Yeah,
and-
yeah,
and
you don't know what you
then
don't know,
my
yeah.
realtor was like, oh, maybe you could sue the title
Yeah,
company or
yeah,
something. But
something.
then it just time went on and it just I don't know, I thought,
Mm.
oh, maybe this is a
Right,
a
a one-off,
a
and
one-off
then,
type of thing, or,
that's so unfortunate.
and, I mean, my basement, I had to throw out everything down there
Yeah.
because it got all moldy and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like memorabilia too, and, stuff like,
Which one was that?
what's that?
What was that?
Just family.
Oh, memorabilia,
photos,
I thought you were like, yeah,
family
yeah,
photos
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that, and it was horrible.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, but besides the furniture and stuff,
Okay,
and,
so does your neighbor also have similar flooding, or is it just you?
he's up on a hill.
He's up on the hill?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So I think I get partially his runoff a little
Gotcha.
bit too, and then it comes down the driveway. I've
Gotcha,
spoken to the town last year, seeing if they could do something about the brook,
okay,
and they basically said no. I called and somebody came out, and then they said, well, try the environmental somebody, and they never got back to me.
okay,
They put the traffic on Hoyden's Hill is getting bad with the golf range there now. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
the Smith, yeah,
They
yeah,
put in a beautiful
yes, did.
driving range,
mm-hmm,
but now people are just speeding up and down the road.
Yeah.
And my daughter, I can't let her, I have to meet her at the bus. I'm too afraid that, the bus will, I don't know, she'll get run over by a car.
Okay,
I don't know what
Okay.
else any
I
other
mean,
points?
I think.
Are they fairly reasonable, like?
Well, again, I've only had 1 day's worth of deliberations
Okay.
that I've sat in on.
Okay.
So, in that 1 day's experience, everything did seem pretty reasonable. I think, sometimes what I'm seeing is that depending on how much data you have provided, if the number is extraordinarily low or a number that they can't get to, without other supporting data, there may just be a flat out denial, but what the appeals that I'm hearing, when I go home and I sit down and I look at them and I'm like, I don't know if I can get to 880, but I can get to 950, or I get like something.
Okay.
So I'd rather that than a flat out denial, but I'm at the mercy of
This was the view when I bought the place, so it was livable. You know,
Gotcha.
I could deal with that.
Right,
But
and then when did that go in? Do you know, the new one, or?
the new one went in a year ago.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Again, put the photos in the file.
What's that?
Put those photos in the file.
Okay. This is the starting of the construction on my property.
Mhm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
my land.
Yes, I would upload all of those.
So now this is the new pole.
Mm.
And so, you know, they cleared out everything. It's not gonna grow back for 10 years, but
Yeah.
that's my pole. That's from this is out my window from the living room. This is what it looks like
Before
now.
and after photos, yeah.
So it's just a huge eyesore. So I bought the property with that old tower. So,
Mhm.
I mean, I knew it was there, but
Yeah,
it was,
yeah.
you know, livable,
Right.
but this is just it's a huge
It's a
eyesore.
complete, yeah,
It's a completely different
issue, yeah.
deal now. I think that's,
Okay, that works. Sorry, I'm just trying to stay on schedule.
I know, sorry.
But no, we started a little late, so that's fine.
So I'll upload.
Yeah, so I would
Is there a
definitely
limit on
upload,
what you could upload?
Nope.
Should I not overload them, like the
I would definitely make sure to include the before and after photos of the
power
power
tower?
tower. Definitely get some, if it lets you upload the videos of the
Okay.
flooding,
think
have
that-
at it, but at the
Because
very
some of
least.
them are big files.
Right, so then if you can at least, even if you just
Photos,
screenshot
right,
some of
okay.
the videos of like the real flooding there.
And so when do I need to do this today? Like,
I don't think no one's doing
Okay.
anything today or tomorrow,
Okay.
you know, so
right, so
I'd say
next
sooner
week?
rather than later,
Okay,
yes,
all
but
right.
don't, maybe I'll make a note on here saying, we'll upload pictures next week. Okay, if not, I can
This is
obviously
when I
speak
bought
to
it,
them.
this is what it looked like.
Right.
And then it rains and.
Yeah,
And
that's crazy.
at least I won't run out of well water.
No, but that's still, and then it's probably just unusable wet for days afterwards, you know?
Can't even,
Yeah.
in the summertime, and, you know, I'm like, you can't come and mow the lawn, you
Yeah,
know, because
yeah.
you're gonna destroy it, none of
Ah,
it's
so unfortunate.
useful anyway. But the real, it's just, thank God, when I moved in, I really wanted to redo the basement right
Mhm,
away.
mhm.
Thank God
Thank God
I
you
didn't.
didn't, yeah. Again,
All
sound
right.
like an ad for.
Is there any
Connecticut
other
Basement System. No,
hints or tidbits that,
no, I think you've given me pretty much everything you need, because it's not, you're not like comparing it to other houses, whatever your problems are unique,
Thank you, you
but-
just reminded me
Yep.
of something. My neighbor, who's a very nice person, and I don't wanna like
Nope.
throw him under the bus or
Fine.
whatever, right? He's at 205, and from what I read about the hints about this process,
Mm-hmm,
it's like, prove why your house isn't
Yeah.
worth whatever.
yeah.
But how does it work where his property is 205 Woodlands Hill is valued at 1.5 million,
Mm-hmm,
and mine is, let's say, $1 million,
mm-hmm.
and we're paying the same taxes? I don't understand how that's possible. He's paying $14,500, and I'm paying $14,000, and I don't understand it.
That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't, and
I don't know, but I can.
is that part of, like, this
Well,
process?
no, because it's really just, your taxes are based solely off your appraised value, they take 70% as your assessed
Sure.
value,
Yeah,
and then they apply
I
the mill
understand
rate, and that's it.
Okay.
So,
I just don't understand how he's paying that, and it's
but I
not
wonder
dissimilar
if,
from my other neighbors as well.
yeah, that's interesting.
And I had all the comps printed out, but then everything got kind of reassessed, so I didn't know if it was like useful.
Well, if you have other properties that you want to submit as a comp,
Okay.
other than 205 Hoyden Hill.
I had like 10 or 15.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and I'm literally paying, and I'm not saying this I'm literally paying the most of any of my neighbors in comparison to what my
Right.
property's valued at to others.
Right. Can you give me like a couple more addresses that I can maybe get?
$60 Hoyden Hill.
Okay.
I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head because I don't know if I uploaded them. To one. Again, at Black Rock Turnpike, that 4480.
Yeah, I have.
It's gonna be, I'm doing like, going back to trigonometry.
At the
and
crow
using-
flies, like,
and-
yeah.
Yeah, 0.7 of a mile. I mean, that's where I calculated where the building's gonna be, so the
Gotcha.
property's gonna be a little bit closer,
Gotcha.
and I have no idea how loud it's gonna be, or... I could go back and,
I mean, if you already have them on like a spreadsheet somewhere or somewhere on like listed out, you could also scan those in when you put the photos
Okay.
in. And I can look at those too, because I
Okay.
would like to go with as much
I
information
don't wanna
as I have.
overload you
Right.
with like too much, but I'll put,
I would
I
argue
literally
more
have-
is better,
okay,
so,
okay.
but I can at least, at the very least, use your neighbor at 205 Hoyden Hill to see if there's something
It's,
wacky between.
yeah, if you pulled his card,
Mm.
it's 14.5, I don't know if he's gotten maybe a bigger discount for the tower.
Is it more on his property or?
Mine is more invasive.
Gotcha.
Because it's literally on my property.
Gotcha.
And if you look at it outside of my living room,
Mhm.
his is on the side.
Okay.
So unless you're looking for it, I mean, it's still not, you
Yeah,
know, it's
It's
still
not ideal, yeah, but
good.
I don't want to rush you out of here, but I do
Yeah, no, I
have one
understand.
more person behind you.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Just trying to think about it.
if there's anything else you can think of, you can
I'll just-
upload it. And
I'll
like I said,
upload
make sure you
The
include your
address is 477.
477. That
Okay.
way, they can keep everything together. I
Okay.
hope your ankle feels better.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Surgery.
Oh,
I
you had
the
it
surgery,
or?
Yeah, so
Gotcha.
hopefully it's,
All right.
well, thank you very much.
No
I
problem.
appreciate it.
Have a great day. Where did I put that one? questioning a lot of my life choices, but that's okay.
Blame me,
Hey, spring and the sun is shining.
I know, and you're my last one, so I'm not like I'm here.
We'll go easy on you.
That's fine. Oh, look, and I'm
So
still
James
recording.
is a local realtor that I brought. When I heard about this and I'd spoken to Ross, the assessor,
Uh-huh.
I just asked him, I said, I've never done one of these things.
That's fine.
So anyhow,
Wait, before you start though, I just need to get
Go
some
ahead.
housekeeping out of the way.
Absolutely.
I have to swear you in, and then then you can tell me all about it. So I just gotta get that out of the way.
don't worry.
Today is April 4th, the time is 11:53. This is appeal number 903. The subject property is 515 Fairfield Beach Road. I am here with Scott Hirsch and
James Wood.
James Wood. Okay, this is Chrissy Kelly. I'm just gonna swear you in super quick. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay. And I just need your signature. Sorry, it's my sad little erasable. You don't have to use my sad little erasable pen if you had your own fancy pen, but.
I have a non-fancy pen, but that'll work.
That's all I grabbed, probably from one of my kids' backpacks on the way out. Okay, so, like I said, my name is Chrissy Kelly. I am an alternate on the Board of Assessment Appeals. They bring in extra people because we have like 900 of these to do. So I am the one who will present your case to the rest of the board, when we deliberate. And, so tell me all about 515 Fairfield Beach Road.
So I know we're tight, so I'll give it to you.
That's fine.
Succinctly. So it's a 1998 home. It's
Okay.
3 bedrooms. It's got 2 full baths
Mm-hmm.
and 2 half baths. And I'm gonna let James
Sure.
describe it. It's non-FEMA compliant. The home is, for my wife and I, it's about a little bit under 2,600 square feet. So I will admit to you that the view is outstanding.
I live on Colonial, so
Okay, yeah.
I'm pretty close.
Yeah,
and
so the
I'm
view,
jealous of you.
yeah, no, the view is outstanding.
Yeah.
It also, by the way, as you probably know, it's scary because,
It is.
I mean, I was away for a little bit for the first time in my life. I'm 65 now. And, I love the view,
Mhm.
but what's there scares me sometimes too, so
Yeah.
anyhow. So,
Especially not being FEMA compliant.
no, and it's like a big deal, and of course, you know how much it costs, I'm sure, to
Yes, I
insure it,
do.
right?
Yes, I do.
And I don't have the nerve to go without it.
Mhm.
Right? I wish I could, because the bill just came, and
Right.
between the
They
federal,
only cover, what do they cover anyway? Like
Well, so you have-
250,000?
so you have the federal.
Sorry, that was another conversation for another
No, but
day.
the federal's 250 plus
Yeah.
100,000 in contents.
Gotcha.
It effectively becomes your deductible. I have an excess flood policy beyond that.
Gotcha.
It's a fortune. I
Mhm.
mean, it's $10,000.
Yep,
To have it, but you can't go without it.
yeah, yeah.
And I was telling my wife, I said, you know, honey, I sometimes don't think it's worth it.
Right,
And
yeah.
then, of course, the house, because it's a 1998 home, the house ages aggressively. I mean, you put up fans, and within a year,
Mhm.
they're a rusted mess. So it's one of the things with the house that, you know, I thought about and toyed with the idea of making it FEMA compliant
Right.
for our own safety and the safety of the neighborhood too.
Mhm, mhm.
It also would improve the value of the home. It's just so expensive right now, I just
Yeah.
don't want to do it. So
Yeah.
so I asked James to do a competitive market analysis, because when I spoke to Ross, the assessor,
Mhm.
that's his name, right?
Mhm.
In the end, he said it really comes down to the value of the value of the home.
Mhm.
The difficulty with my home, while it has a wonderful location,
Mhm.
it's not the perfect house. The house is lovely, by the way. It's way better than anything I grew up in.
The
So
picture only has it, I guess, while it was being built, or is that, what house is this? Yeah, 515.
let's see. So this is new since then. I built an auxiliary dwelling unit. The old garage was rotted, and I built it up.
Okay,
So the house we're talking about is this. This, I understand, is a whole separate issue to it.
interesting.
Yeah, so, well, I mean, they'll hit me with the value of that here shortly. But
Gotcha,
That's
okay.
not part
But
of it.
interesting that that's what they chose to use.
No, and
Okay.
so when
Yeah.
I put that up, the idea was to be able to add more space for the house. My kids are older.
Yep.
My stepson is older, but the kids do come, and when the kids do come, the house itself is literally small.
Mhm.
You're on top of each other in the house. It's great for 2 people.
Right.
Terrible when you get 12. The house itself is, you know, all of the house is mid-level stuff. So I asked James to come because it was very hard for me when I started looking in the neighborhood for homes that are comparable.
Mhm.
Because it's not like one of the new homes that's on
Right,
Roland,
right.
which are tall and big and people love.
Mhm.
It's not like one of those. And then along the beach, there's a lot of really beautiful homes that sit on the water that have been completely redone or redone
Yeah.
recently. And those are, I'm not gonna say mansion-esque, but they're really, big, beautiful homes that are 4, 5, 6, 7,000
Yeah,
square
it's
feet.
different ballgame.
Right, right.
So I asked him if he would do an analysis for me.
Sure.
And so I'll let you just
Yeah, which, just to chime in here.
Yeah.
I prepared one of these for you.
Perfect.
I have a couple
Thanks.
copies if you want.
Yeah, I'll take whatever you don't want, and
Sure,
then
yeah,
it's easier to pass them around when I
Yeah,
do my
totally fine.
deliberation, so that's fine.
So I'll leave
Yeah.
those with you.
Mhm.
But if you go through them, and again, this is what I do for a living, you know,
Yeah.
I sold Scott the home. I know Fairfield like the back of my hand, as do you with Fairfield Beach Road, you know, it's a
Mhm.
special neighborhood.
Yep.
That there's a big range of houses that.
I was one of the obnoxious students when I was at Fairfield U, who lived on the beach.
That's another conversation you and I should have,
Mhm.
yeah.
I will
No.
defend those students to my dying day.
It's
I
all
love that they're
good.
there.
Yeah,
But that's because I don't own the house and I don't live there,
He lives
so.
right next to some of them.
Yeah.
So, but with that said, yeah, I sold him to the house, and obviously, as I'm sure we can all attest, the market has gone up,
Mhm.
but to what extent?
Right.
And that's where I just
Right.
feel like, you know, Scott's a good friend of mine, client, all the above. I just feel like, what I
How much
prepared
of
for
his
you.
increase was the dwelling versus the land? It looks like it's land around a decent amount. So did the dwelling.
So
What's interesting though is that the house directly to my left
Mm-hmm.
is a student housing house.
Okay.
That house didn't go up the same percentage, by the way, so that house, which is at 505, which is a .39 acre lot, mine's .31.
Right next door.
Right, literally, right on my border. That house, which is actually fairly large, or those, you probably know it's the old Rock House. You probably had a few parties there, I'm gonna guess, yeah. So that house only went up by about, this is off the top of my head, about 47%.
Okay.
Mine went up by almost 52%, right? And it may actually be more based on the final numbers.
Okay.
And so the comparison is, because that's more land,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I mean, you think about it, it's more than 10% more land, 20%
Yeah.
more land.
Mm-hmm.
It should have risen probably more. Now, the argument here is not what I got, what they got,
No.
but
I
that
just
house,
comp. They want comps, so.
that house also, in that we don't value commercial rentals, but the rent, as you probably know from being a student, is,
Disgusting.
like, I wouldn't
Yeah.
be paying that for that.
Yeah.
I don't know how, that's, again.
That's another,
Yeah,
for another
and
day.
so that house should have gone up at least as much, and I'm not arguing to have their house go
No,
up.
no.
The
I
house,
can still use that data
Yeah.
point, but I'm not here to make.
the house directly to the right of me,
Mm-hmm.
is a FEMA compliant home. It's roughly of the same era. It's not necessarily a large home, it's not a mansion-esque home. But that home, I think, is on the books for $3,750,000, and that includes the pre-existing, I'm gonna say apartment up front. I don't know if they call it an
Okay.
ADU or whatever it is. So that already has that on it. Now,
Okay.
listen, I can tell you when they revalue based on the structure in front, it'll be whatever mathematical formula they have, that structure is built to FEMA compliance. It's-
Your new one.
The new one, the
Yeah.
new one's built to FEMA compliance. It's not a rental, it can't be a rental, legally, it can't even have cooking.
Gotcha.
It's not even allowed to have cooking in it based on the permit. So, you know, the existing house is the part that's subject, and when I look at it, I say, you know, why should it be going up as much?
Mhm.
And I don't know that it's necessarily way off, but it's off. You know, and,
Fair.
I mean,
What, do you know what the address is up to the, I can look it up.
to the right is 519.
519.
505, right?
Yeah,
And I
he
think
gave
it
me that
carries
one.
2 addresses, but I think 519 is the main house.
Okay.
I only know that because they've gotten lots of Amazon packages delivered to my house.
Sounds right.
So I see the permits all pulled for this year, and it was a removal of a detached, I'm assuming that's
Yes,
something.
there's a
what is
rotted
detached?
garage.
Okay, build a new FEMA compliance, that's what you have, but they only have that in there, so that's in there at 50% completed. So, as it is, this number that you, like, assuming nothing gets changed, which that's my job to make sure, or try to get it, do that, you will, once that's completed, if it's
Oh, yeah.
if it's a linear progression, you can expect we can do the math
Yeah.
on what that would be.
Yeah, I don't think it'll end up working that way because it's an ADU, because you can't have cooking, you can't rent, I mean, I literally.
No, I just mean if 50% is what they're using, then 50% will be that completed,
Yeah.
another 50% will be.
Yeah, I just wanna make sure that we get the the value of the existing house right. And trust me, if I could have afforded to, I would have torn the house down and just built a new house there at one point. Now I'm old enough that I don't wanna lose the use of the house and all the hassle of doing that. So the auxiliary structure was the next best choice, right?
Mhm.
The house itself, though, as I said, it's got a great view, but the
Yeah.
house itself is just,
But it's a 98 built house. you
Right.
know, I mean, it's not
Right.
like the big sexy new constructions you
Right.
see up and down the beach area.
Mhm.
So, you know, when you're, and when I prepared this for you, and Scott, I was trying to keep it tit for tat. I'm not pulling comps off of Penfield,
Right.
other streets in the area.
Right.
When
We all know
Fairfield
there's a
Beach Road-
premium on Fairfield Beach Road.
100%.
yeah.
It is what it is.
So, and with that said too, some of these comps, as you'll see, you know, they're, some are newer, more updated, more square
Mhm.
footage,
Mhm.
also more bedrooms, you know. Some of the ones I had to include, just because again, in trying to keep it Fairfield Beach Road to Fairfield Beach Road, you know,
We're on the creek side.
that's like, and
Right.
again, that also
Yeah.
plays a factor with some.
Mhm.
But there are some that are on the ocean side.
Yep.
Which again, though, I think, to what Scott said earlier, yes, did it go up? I just think it's being
Disproportionate.
hard.
Yeah, and listen, I also, to be fair, this process, I went through it in Westchester when I lived there. It's not an easy process.
Whereabouts?
I was in Scarsdale.
I grew up in Elmsford.
Wow, okay. Well, I happened to move there. I grew up in LA.
Okay.
And I moved back and forth in my life. I lost a wife to cancer in 2017 and met my new wife a few years later. And she was from Norwalk, but was living in Fairfield.
Gotcha.
So then we decided, hey, why don't we get this home at the water? It's a good time to buy it. We bought it. You don't see life coming, because if I had seen it coming, I would have probably done something.
Right.
I wouldn't have built a mansion-esque home, but it would have been cool to have like a nicely designed home.
Right.
I don't know how, you're younger than me, I'm sure, by quite a bit, but,
Not much, but
but
yeah.
no, but you know, I mean, you get to a point where the kids move on.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
doing-
I'm about to send two to college right now. So
Yeah.
You're lucky I haven't burst into tears already.
Wow, two twins?
Irish twins, and I reclassed my son, so.
Wow, which
Yeah.
schools?
He's at prep, he's gonna go play tennis at Bryant.
All right,
Okay.
And, my daughter wanted to go somewhere warm, she's going to TCU.
there you go.
Okay,
That's
so.
my goal. That she's
That's
so
a
far
long,
away.
that's, my brother-in-law from the prior marriage went to TCU and loved the school.
It's beautiful,
Yeah.
there's nothing not to love, it's
Yeah.
just far away.
Brian's nice too.
Yeah,
Bryant is great,
He,
can I tell
must,
you?
he must be good if he's gonna go play D1 lacrosse.
He's a
or
little
tennis,
tennis player.
tennis.
He's a
yeah.
little
Bryant.
tennis player. I'll play tennis for
know,
the rest of his life,
Yeah,
so.
You hope, I had a rule of 5 to 6 hours of the Hirsch House
Okay.
on Thanksgiving Day.
Okay.
Kind of thing. So, and by the way, driving.
Yeah.
And I said, if you want to go farther than that, then just prepare yourself for paying for it.
Yeah,
The good news is with TCU, I mean,
it's easy to get to.
Well, it's easy to get to, but the question always is, will they end up living there forever? If you said warm, and I thought you were going to say Southern Cal, I'd say you're screwed.
No.
You'll never get them back.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if she's a Dallas or Fort Worth girl, I'm not sure
That's a
about
whole
that.
different thing.
It is, but she is drawn to the warm weather.
Okay.
And, they refer to it now as Y'all Street instead of Wall Street. Everyone's going down to Dallas, so who knows? Who knows, but whatever. That's neither
She'll
here nor
have fun
there.
down there.
She will love
It's
it.
going to be phenomenal.
She will love it, and it's getting more popular. I'm a little worried about notoriety and all that, but she's happy, I don't care.
Everybody
That's
knows it,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's all you need.
so, but yes, I agree, probably, hindsight is 20/20, maybe, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
And you're making the best of it. You're gonna build this great little,
And
really
it is in reality a gift to live on the water, so I didn't grow up like that, so I feel fortunate to have the opportunity.
yeah,
I'd like to not get killed in taxes, but whatever, that's kind of the deal living up at this point.
I hear you. So this 2850 is basically like your appraisal of this property.
I
Like,
think,
I'm using air quotes in the appraisal.
Yeah, no, I would actually, to that point, and again, real estate's not an exact science.
Yes,
But
yes.
to give you a range, he bought it for 2,630, I think was the magic number, whatever.
Okay.
Stuff settled.
Mhm.
But, has it gone up? Again, everyone's property value it, but
Right.
not to what they're assessing it at. I think it's probably on the low, let's say 2,850, 2,900, somewhere around 3 as an absolute max.
Gotcha.
You start getting above that, and again, too, because if he calls me tomorrow to sell that,
You're not getting
I'm not-
3.5.
I'm not getting that.
Yeah. Mhm.
It'll help, the structure in front of it will certainly help, and then I'll get hit for that here shortly, once all
You
this is,
will.
yeah, once all this is done.
But all the more reason to try to get that number as much in line
Yeah, well,
now
I
with
just wanna,
expectations.
yeah, for sure.
my goal, by the way, is fair.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna pay more taxes, right? It's just the deal.
Mill rate is coming down a significant amount.
No, but as you
Helpful,
know, living here, we need to do a lot with the structure of the town. Our infrastructure needs to be improved.
Mm-hmm.
I think, again, I don't wanna pay more, but I think at some point in time, we gotta, it's like when your air conditioning goes bad in your house,
Yeah.
you gotta go fix it.
Right. You gotta pay for the
Right.
non-sexy stuff.
Yeah, it's like, we have sewers and drainage and all the things.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, it's like all that needs to be done. I was walking the dog down, Fairfield, the main road up there across from Stop and Shop, and you go, there's that little gully there, and it's like, it's coated with litter, like
Yeah.
tons of it. And it just looks so terrible. And so to me, I'm kind of conscious of the town.
right.
Like, what do we do to keep it pretty, to maintain this New England charm? I feel lucky to kind of be in
Mm-hmm.
New England charm. As you know, that's one of our biggest challenges though right now.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Anything else you need from us or want from us?
I do not. This is obviously super helpful. I feel like everybody just wants comps. They want to know comps. They want to know comps. I mean,
Yeah,
I
take out
will
numbers.
do a little more, digging in from what I'm noticing from the deliberations that I've sat in is that some people, you're really at the mercy of, I believe, who hears your case. Because I think some people are like, you didn't give me any comps, you didn't do this, I'm not going to make your case for you. This is what you want.
Yeah.
I can't support it. Whereas I took my time to volunteer, you took your time to come here. It's my job to put, I'm a spreadsheet girl, I put all my numbers in there, I look at it. If I can't get to the number, if I genuinely with a clean conscience can't get to that number, I would like to recommend something in between. But a lot of them I'm getting to the number,
Which is encouraging too, and again, the fact that, Scott called me and so forth too.
Yeah,
kind of
I
gave
would
me the
rather,
rundown.
something is better than nothing. And I
Yeah.
would hate for nothing just because you had to do a little extra work on my
Yeah,
part.
and
So,
here's my card as well too, is
Awesome.
as you guys have that hearing, if you want to call me in, or I could even come back, I don't know if it
that's
works
how
that
it
way.
works. No,
But that's
unfortunately.
fine,
but
I'm happy to help in any way I can too.
Yeah.
Personally, should thank you. I mean that sincerely for volunteering. Whatever the facts are, you're smart human, you'll figure it out.
And there are very few people that have come to these hearings who came with anything other than just sympathy. Like, I can't afford it, which is heartbreaking on the surface, but I can't put that in my spreadsheet.
Of
I
course.
can't quantify that,
No,
but this is all stuff that I can
That's why we're gonna come with
quantify.
real data too,
Yeah.
because, the 20 minutes, half hour that it took me to prepare that.
Yeah.
It's just never mind what I think or he thinks, or even
Right.
for that matter. This is
Numbers
real
don't lie,
data
yeah,
and comps,
exactly.
So I'll leave you with this, this is not an influence in a way, but what's better than owning a beach house is knowing someone who owns a beach house.
And a boat.
So if you can feel free to come by,
Yeah.
I just require wine for entry.
I can do that. I can do that.
I could vouch for that.
There you go. Well, nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you. Thanks
Have
for
a
the
great
time.
weekend.
Oh, very
You
nice
too.
meeting you. Have a good one.
Bye.
Good luck. I can still remember when I dropped my daughter at Lee.
I'm like I can't even.
No, trust me, I was like.
Yeah,
And what happens,
I have two others at home now.
these
so
are your
I'm-
first two going to college?
These are my first two going to college.
So what ends up happening, probably, and I'm sure it's the case at TCU, is you pull up and you got all this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll probably be more true Brand than TCU.
Yeah.
You pull up with a big car loaded with all this shit, you're gonna take the time, and you're the mom,
Yeah.
like, we'll go to lunch, we'll do all these things. No, there's 27 kids that come out.
Right, empty your car in 5 seconds.
I'm talking,
Yeah.
like, it's empty, it's gone, and then the kid, usually there's the, no, I'm good, Mom.
Yeah, I can't see my son wanting me hanging around,
Yeah,
which
no.
will destroy me.
No, it was brutal.
Yeah. So,
Thank you,
thanks.
they're gonna be fine.
I
Yeah.
know,
They'll have fun.
still sad.
Have a good one. Thank you, Michelle.
Bye, thank you.
Take care.